Tonight. Black is your home team.
And on the scene now they're improvising now. And they're like, we can. Let's just go, guys. Let's just go. Forget it.
33, stop drinking water. Let's go, man. That's Pono Davis's dad right there.
That's an athlete. I mean, well, Pono Davis.
Yeah. The dad is the loudest cheerleader every single game.
Head official Roy Kalili giving last-minute instructions to the team captain. '41 calls heads. Celeste.
White wins the toss.
White has won the toss.
And receives. Black team.
White's going to receive. Parents, supporters, give it up for our first annual Hawaii Football Club White Champions Senior Bowl as we get set for our kickoff.
Oh, we're going to go right at the gun here. Wow. I have a feeling.
Going to be receiving the ball. They won the coin toss tonight. And I am definitely the shortest man on this field tonight.
Yes, you are, G.
No question about it.
He's
Looking
great.
at the stands, we do have a whole bunch of room on this side of the stands, so if you feel a little, I don't know, maybe you guys are bunching up because it's warmer that way, I don't know. Is it warmer that way up there? I think so, yeah. I will let you guys know that we are going to be switching the benches after halftime, all right? So white team is going to be facing you after halftime, and black is going to be on the bleacher side of the field after halftime. And we're just doing that so supporters, parents can.
We are coming to you live from Paea Stadium here on the campus of Kamehameha, Hawaii. Welcome to the Big Island as we get ready for the inaugural Hawaii Football Club Life Champion Senior Bowl. Great to have you with us, Felipe Ohastro. Good to be with my man, Josh Pacheco from ESPN Radio here in Hawaii. Josh, more than 30 schools represented here. Nearly 90 seniors on the field tonight. This is a great experience for a lot of these guys on the field. One last curtain call.
And this was originally supposed to be really just a neighbor island game, but with circumstances being the way they are, we get the state's best right here.
We'll break down the teams in just a bit as the black team will kick it from left to right. This one will go into the end zone, and the white team will have it. So the jersey colors obvious here as this evening goes on. The team names decided by the players themselves. A little wrinkle to the usual format that you would see in these All-Star games. The black team labeled the Aztec Koki Frog Bags. The white team labeled the Shmoney Squad. We will refer to them as just the black and the white team. And the white team will have it at the 20-yard line. A very talented white team. Nanakuli, Kamehameha, Hawaii, Lahaina, Luna, Kaiser. Those are the four quarterbacks that will be in the rotation as this night goes on. So from the 20-yard line, they'll start it off out of the gun. It'll be Kalavaya Judd who will switch his number from 32 to 16, and Judd will take it across the left side to the 26-yard line. This is an interesting dynamic here with a lot of different players from a lot of different islands. It'll be interesting to see with the limited amount of reps they have, how they'll start and how they'll finish as this night goes on.
That's the fun thing about it, because you really test both mentally and physically these athletes, how you work well with other players that you haven't really met before, and also you're really being tested by a lot of scouts how you perform on the field. It's a truly great dynamic here on the field.
So as Judd lines up, he'll have Tristan Spikes to the left of him. Second down and 5 as Judd has time, and he'll take the deep shot down the field. This is underthrown and incomplete. 10 on the far side, he was trying to hook up with Tsubasa Brennan, the wide receiver out of Pac-5.
For Judd, he's traveled quite a bit. I mean, he was at Kauai, played linebacker there, all over the place. They were Kaiser, wide receiver, quarterback, but only second team All-OIA red at the quarterback position for the amount of positions he's played in his high school career. Good for him to finish out getting some great honors in the OIA.
Yeah, without a doubt for Judd, one of the big memories in this 2014 season, that win against Kahuku about a couple months ago on their home turf. We'll play with 15-minute quarters as this evening goes on, as this toss is into the flat and incomplete, well short of the intended target on third down. That went into the direction of Donovan Kelly. Donovan Kelly had a solid defensive performance in the state tournament game against Kahuku.
And interesting to see him on offense, because during the course of this season, he was primarily a defensive player. As the season went on, we started to see bits and pieces of him on offense, but he was largely a defensive player, and a solid one at that for Hilo High School, with the second consecutive BIIF title.
Very dangerous return man in the black squad. Number 2, Justin Ike out of Kaiser. He's the nephew of EK Sports' Chad Ike. His cousin is Chance, who was a state championship wrestler. This is a deep kick for Ike on the ground. Live ball. Was it muffed? It's recovered by the white. And a penalty marker thrown. A flag down.
Yeah, I think you'll see this penalty as interference, because as you saw the return coming in, there was an immediate shot right there at the 33-yard line. I think this will be easy for Roy Khalili and this BIIF officiating crew here on the field.
Gerard Mose had the recovery, 44 in white for the Shmoney squad. Could be a little interesting, a little difficult getting used to that. And go helmet contact against the white team. The coaches here tonight for the black squad, Jim Monaco out of Pima Community College over in Arizona, 7th year with the program over there. For the white squad, Joe Schmitz out of Briar Cliff University in Iowa. So a couple of lower level squads looking to try and make their mark, take in some of the Hawaii football. And they've been impressed so far this week in preparation for tonight.
One of the things we've heard quite a bit when talking to the coaches, they've always talked about IQ, the smarts of these student athletes, and they've enjoyed the limited time that they've had working with these great student athletes from across the state. They love how smart these kids are, and that's big for them.
Illegal helmet contact on the kicking team. 15-yard penalty, first down.
So the black squad will be the beneficiary after that penalty. And onto the field will be Jordan Ta'amu, a 6'2", 195-pound senior from Pearl City. Pearl City made it all the way into the OIA Division II championship game, lost in overtime to Nanakuli.
They have an incredible facility, so thank you
Into
so
the
much.
state tournament, had an early round loss, and Ta'amu, who impressed head coach Jim Monaco, already has a offer to play at Pima Community College. Jordan Ta'amu is one of those guys who has those prototypical dimensions that you want in a college quarterback, 6'2", $195.
And you like that he's efficient. I mean, completing about 61.1% of his passes. You know he's going to make smart decisions. Only threw 4 interceptions, 29 touchdowns. So this is a very good decision maker. That's why you start hearing offers like what he's gotten already here.
So instead of taking the ball from the spot and adding on the yards, it'll be the black squad who will elect. Let's see here. To try and get another return. Ike is back deep.
Okay, during the play, we have personal foul, illegal helmet contact on the kicking team. Half the distance to the goal, replay fourth down.
I think that's the question, because we saw Coach Schmitz here on the near sideline who was asking the official about how that was going to be conducted with that penalty. They finally get the answer after a couple minutes.
So Kiliona Pomeroy out of Hilo High. Get ready to boot it away. Say high, end over end punt. Ike says poison, gets away from it. This takes a heck of a bounce inside the 35-yard line. It'll die down right at the line. So the opening drive for the black squad, and now officially Ta'amu will come out onto the field. In terms of starting lineups, each of these coaches said, you know, we're just going to play everybody whenever we want, which is the right way in this all-star game here. Get a lot of these kids some more reps as they try to impress a lot of coaches that are watching us on ScoringLive.com on film. So here comes Ta'amu. Amu double wides either side. 13:47 to play, opening quarter. Pressure off the corner. This is a floating shot to the far side, and this is incomplete. Intended for Cameron Henry out of Kauai High School.
Flag on the field.
Kui Mortensen there on the coverage. And there, I believe, is a flag down there at the 28-yard line where Mortensen was very tight in the defender. I thought it was clean coverage. But as you're going to see almost as close to a aggressive football game as you're going to see. A lot of times, like, for example, the Pro Bowl, they have the rules that kind of, bring down, you could say, the quality of the Pro Bowl. This is one of those games where very few rules will kind of dampen the way this game is played, and the coaches want it like that.
Not the best way to start for the team in white. Penalty will take it to the 50-yard line. That shot for Henry. 6 foot, 165-pounder, led the Red Raiders in receiving this year, 301 yards. Couldn't make his first grab. And Cameron Henry is the receiver to the top of your screen. Here's Ta'amu. And they'll swing it out. This is caught for Grant Shiroma on the far side. And Shiroma gets knocked down around the 45-yard line.
Good to see Grant Shiroma get a catch early on, playing in front of a largely home crowd. He was part of an offense at Kamehameha Hawaii, BIIF Division II champions that saw a wealth of wide receivers getting opportunities with quarterback Micah Kanehailua. I guess it'll be weird because Micah Kanehailua is on the white team with Shiroma in black, so he's getting used to a different quarterback here in just a couple of days. 5
Kamehameha Hawaii Warriors on this black squad. After the gain of about 6. Second down and 4. Ta'amu doing what he does best. Maneuvering, reading, and sliding down for the first down at the 38-yard line. A run of 6 and move the sticks.
And a nice sell, too. I mean, he really turned his body on that play-action fake going left side. I don't know how many people really, truly realized he had the ball until he got that first down.
Jordan Ta'amu, who began football at the age of 9, played for the Aiea Eagles. He was a safety. He was actually coached by Tua Tagovailoa's dad, Nalu. Of course, Tua Tagovailoa over at St. Louis. Trained over at Eva Beach Park, helped improve him on his reads in the offseason, and it has really paid off throughout this year. He's put up dynamite numbers, 29 touchdowns, 4 picks for the Chargers. Here's a handoff for Keenan Lewis, and the Baldwin Bear diving forward to the 35-yard line, gain of 4. Keenan Lewis, 5'9", 200 pounds. So the black squad operating efficiently so far these first 3 plays after the pass interference penalty against the white team. 12:05 to play. Scoreless first quarter. See Losi Manga, he'll play the left tackle spot. Manga out of Waianae. One of the premier linemen in the OIA, and penalty marker down.
Jump the gun on that one. Caddy King, what do you think about our 2 teams that we have here tonight?
He'll move back 5 more yards.
There's Zeno Choi. That's not what you want to show playing in one of these all-star goodwill games, being the first person to jump offside. That's not nerves. That's a little bit of extra excitement from Choi.
One of the defensive requirements here, 4-man fronts. Blitzes are allowed. This is right through the hands of the intended target, Cameron Henry. So his first official thrown to tonight. That one slips right through his hands.
That's one of the nice things about this game, Cameron Henry coming from Kauai, where I think in many other games you might not see the full flavor. When we talk full flavor, we're not talking about just 11-man schools from across the state. We got some of the 8-man schools, Ka'u represented, Pohoa, Kohala. So it's really nice to get the full flavor of football around the 50th state.
And one high school athlete from Guam High making his way to the Big Island. 3rd and short, keep Ta'amu trying to stretch forward for the first down. Depending on the spot, it's right at the 30-yard line. Depending on this spot, he may be half a yard shy as that first down mark is just inside the 30. And they'll spot it right at the 40, making the 30-yard line.
Good full yard shy. Credit there to Kiliona Pomeroy. You saw him as a punter earlier. Good defensive player for Hilo as well. And also Saitui Moeai, also another stop.
It'll be interesting for us, and I think a little bit of a test, because we're playing with 15-minute quarters,
yes,
which we're not used to. talking college and NFL timing here. I don't think any of these players are complaining about more football. Handoff again. It's Keenan Lewis. And Lewis on a 4th down run gets the first down at around the 25-yard line. Good, strong run from the 5'9", 200-pound Baldwin Bear.
And any scout looking at the video there, they're going to notice had a little bit of trouble getting the handoff cleanly, but adjusted quickly, was able to move. He was very close there to being stopped right at that marker, but pushed a little bit extra, got a few extra yards, got to move the chains for Team Black.
This is a strong 200-pounder in Keenan Lewis. Also on the Baldwin track and field team, runs the 100-meter dash. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. 1st and 10 for Ta'amu and the Black squad. The Pearl City Charger dropping back. Pressure off the corner, got away from it, but could not get out of the grasp of the second wave. Nathan Caressa, the linebacker from Waianae, makes a stop.
Officials blew that very quickly, blew the whistle. They wanted to make sure, as they saw Ta'amu kind of tumbled over a little bit in this game, you want to make sure everybody leaves here healthy. Utmost importance here.
Yeah, that's a great point. We hit the 10-minute mark here in this first quarter. We are scoreless. As we mentioned, Black squad with a little bit of hometown flavor and flair with 5 Kamehameha Hawaii Warriors. There's also 4 Waimea Menehune on this team. More than 30 schools represented here in the 2014 Life Champion Senior Bowl. And this one is right through the hands. With a penalty marker down in the backfield near the quarterback.
That's Zeno Choi in there, which would look like a bit of a hit on Ta'amu after the ball was released very late.
Trying to hook up with Justin Nike.
Let's say that contact, I thought it was a little bit late, but they'll also say it was to the helmet as well.
Tell you what, it's been a long time since I've
We're going to get a whole lot of penalties as this night goes on. The White needs to play a little bit more disciplined football. Again, a lot of these players haven't played football for maybe 3 weeks, some maybe a month. Trying to get back into that grind, back into that groove. Just 3 practices this week.
Yeah,
illegal helmet contact on the defense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
For some, I think of in the Maui Interscholastic League, where really your regular season for some ended in October. So for some, it's been over a month since they've seen real live action on the field.
So move the ball to around the 15-yard line, or rather the 17-yard line.
Take it to the end zone.
2nd down and 2. Keenan Lewis, the back. Ta'amu, draw play. It's Lewis. Lewis across the left side. He gets knocked down. Big time hit across that left side. I believe it was Caressa in there to wrap him up.
You like Caressa's activity very early on for that White Scout. This is, I think, where you start to test some of these coaches early on. In red zone situations, you know you've got some of the best players on each side of the ball. Goal line situations, red zone situations. How can you hold things to just 3 points or 0?
And Caressa has been really one of the premier linebackers in the OIA and the state. 12 sacks this season. He's got a couple tackles tonight. 3rd and short. Ta'amu. He'll fake it to Lewis, and on the swing out, this is caught.
Nice play.
Good enough for the first down. As Grant Shiroma comes in to make the grab.
That's a very similar play for Shiroma to what they run at Kamehameha Hawaii, where you'll see a lot of quick outs, quick passes. That was one off the play action, as you said. Very quick out to that far side. Good movement just to get across the chains and just enough to keep this drive going.
My team has 5 quarterbacks in their arsenal. We've seen Ta'amu to start us off in the first 7 minutes. 8:22 to play here. First quarter. Here's Ta'amu again. Shiroma and Henry to the top. He looks to the left. He throws that way. This is caught short of the goal line for Cameron Henry. And finally, Henry able to make the grab. He'll gain about 8.
This is what we're starting to see from Ta'amu. Now he's gotten a little warmed up. You're seeing the efficiency that we talked about with the completion percentage for the course of this 2014 season. You're seeing him on target. Now that, yes, a little bit low, but enough to keep moving to a manageable 2nd down situation.
And first down marker. Just inside the 3-yard line. A timeout called here from the black squad. We will keep it right here. Coming up at the half, we will reveal our all-Hawaii selections. They're 2014 all-Hawaii selections for Scoring Live, for our picks, and we break it down Division I and Division II, which is one of the cool things that we do here at Scoring Live, as we give a dedicated top 10 for Division II, a dedicated all-Hawaii team. Division II football was phenomenal this season. Unbelievable.
And across the state, you think of, obviously you think of Iolani, you think of Lahaina Luna, but Kamehameha Hawaii, a great year for them. Kauai saw some good football in Division II this year. So, I mean, it was, while Division I, a lot of people talked about really 2 squads in particular, Division II was wide open, and we saw that all the way down to the championship game.
And Micah Kanehailua was tremendous so far this season, or rather this past season. Just 32 yards away from the 2,000 mark, more than 20 touchdowns. And I'm sure it's created a buzz and a real sense of togetherness in this community as that season went on and success started to become more easy, I guess, for the Warriors.
Yeah, and for them, it was so important for them to get to the state tournament because it's something that they hadn't really had the opportunity to do in his time here. They get to the second round, they run into a buzzsaw in Lahaina. But what's nice about this white side, this white squad, you got Micah and you've got Kanehailua, cousins of the same squad.
From the 5-yard line, it's a handoff for Salanoa Alo Wiley, and the Kahuku Red Raider trying to take it forward. He may get back to the line of scrimmage here.
It's a verbal commit to the University of Hawaii, but as we were talking about him on the field a little while ago with their coach, that's one of the things that we talked about earlier. They said it specifically with him, the IQ and the questions and the constant learning used a lot with Salanoa, a smart athlete on the field.
Pena Fetisimanu as the fullback. Wiley is the tailback. They'll try and use Wiley's power again, following the blockers to the goal line. No signal yet. On the field. Who's got it? Man, lost the football as he was trying to crawl across the goal line.
Looked like Team White had it.
And now they're going to mark it 3rd down as he's just short of the goal line. Referee's holding up 3 fingers. Will remain black team balls. We at the 6:50 mark here in this first quarter. Still good enough for the first down, so it's 1st and goal. Just inside the 1.
This is where you like having Wiley in this situation. 6 touchdowns on the season, but a bruiser. You could see that. Yeah, the ball may have come loose for a short period of time, but he's going to bruise people on his way past the goal line when he gets the chance.
And it's a loaded Kahuku backfield. Roman Salanoa comes in there. High snap to Amu trying to dive in, and he got in there for the touchdown. So a drive operated by the Pearl City Charger ends with the Pearl City Charger. The 1-yard plunge in the pay dirt. 6-0 for the game's opening score.
I don't know that it was the design to see that high snap, but good push by the offensive line, good room on that right side, was able to get him to dive in easily for the score.
Now Alexander Trifanovich, place kicker out of Punahou. Off the hold of Grant Shiroma. Trifanovich, one of the premier kickers in the state, and he makes this one look easy. Right down the pipe. 6:24 to play here in the first. We'll take a timeout as the Black Squad leads it 7-0. You're watching the 2014 Life Champion Senior Bowl here on ScoringLive.com. Scoring Live is your source for Hawaii high school athletics, bringing you all the action from the OIA, ILH, BIIF, KIF, and the MI.
Here at Hawaii USA, our Life Matters loan has been helping our members make memories that really matter. Like making their wedding dreams come true. Taking a well-deserved girls-only trip to Vegas! Or paying for medical expenses like braces. Apply now because it's all possible with a low rate from Hawaii USA Federal Credit Union. Hawaii USA, where life matters.
Here.
Go Black! Go Black!
Back here in Stadium as the Black squad leads it 7-0, and the Shmoney squad in the white will have it at the 20 for their second drive of the night. 6:24 here to play. Felipe Ojastro along with Josh Pacheco. Very efficient drive from the Black team on the opening drive of the night for them.
15 plays, 65 yards. That's methodical. It may be a little slow at 7:33, but it was efficient, leading to the score. And hey, you know, you got a team up 7-0 right now. There's a little bit of gamesmanship now, because as the coaches told us, they don't want to lose. I think the players don't want to either, so let's see the response from the white team.
So Micah Kanehailua will come in at the quarterback spot. He'll hand this one off straight up the gut. And he'll lean forward for about a yard. Micah Kanehailua, 5'10", $155, the cousin, as Josh mentioned, of Nanakuli QB Kale Kanehailua. Kale said it was fun playing against him. You know, we're getting closer now, but if I'm not mistaken, the first time I met him was the playoff game. That's quite a way to meet your cousin for the first time.
And that's the last game that Kale played, actually, ironically, was right here. So kind of nice to see them on the same field, on the same sideline this time.
Cade Britton after that last carry. He'll fake this one, and this is a diving grab for Destin Moss. 5'11", 165-pounder out of Kaiser.
Mentioned Kanehailua, Offensive Player of the Year in Division II in the BIF. The numbers, I mean, they don't necessarily look like silly numbers. 14 touchdowns, 1,500 or 23 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, over 1,900 yards passing, but it was the efficiency of how he did it, and he was always called by head coach Dan Lyons kind of like an added coach on the field.
Yeah.
And he, in fact, in one of those playoff games, he was the one calling plays. That's how much trust they had in him running that offense.
5:10 to play. It's a 3rd and 11 for the white team. Kanehailua wants the deep shot. He'll take the deep shot on the far side of the field, and it's made. It's on the far side, and it's caught by Subasa Brennan. What a haul by Brennan. Inside the 35 to the 33-yard line.
Nice deep ball. Nice deep ball down the right side, Felipe. But you know what? That was not an easy catch for Brennan, because that defender was right on his side. He had to go up there, was the first to do so, made a tough grab, and then the yardage afterward to move the white team quickly into black team territory.
Pick up a 48 first down yards. Biggest play of the game so far. Kanehailua, handoff, and here it's Britton, who is met heavily and hard. He'll lose a few. Man, this defense is relentless here for the black squad, at least on that play. Coming right after the 5'10", Puno Buff and Blue.
That was Brandon Picanco out of Damien, and he didn't want that play to end. You could see after he brought him down, he was still moving and charging at the running back as he was on the ground.
This will move the ball back to the 37-yard line. Big 48-yard catch and run by Subasa Brennan from Pac-5. Put him inside black team territory. Britton the back. Britton will pass protect. Kanehailua, quick throw. This is caught right over the middle, and it's Destin Moss. Moss is going to be shy of the first down. Actually take it back to the original line of scrimmage. Maybe just a couple yards further than that, but it'll set up a 3rd and long.
A 3rd and 9 coming up, and Kanehailua is running an offense very similar to what they ran at Kamehameha Hawaii. Again, lots of quick passes. You know, it's a lot of timing. It's a lot of accuracy. So this kind of fits him really well. 3rd and 9. Usually, if they run things well, you might have a 3rd and short. 3rd and 9 a little bit different here. I'm interested to see what they call up.
See if we can get a word with him.
Alohi Gilman and Destin Moss to the left. Trying to extend the play. Here comes the blitz. They'll throw it deep for Gilman. Incomplete, overthrew him. Coming the coverage, Kevin Tubon out of Waimea, running step for step with him. Gilman had a little bit of a crease, just overthrown. Man, Alohi Gilman, how about the season he's had? He's done it all. 3 picks, he's at 25 rushing yards, he's at 196 receiving yards and a touchdown, and 3 kick returns for touchdown this season.
Coach Joe,
that's the blue-collar stuff that you see in Kahuku. I mean, you think of a lot of names that do a lot of different things, but the blue-collar attitude is represented in those numbers there.
More of those. There you go. Famous words. Coach Joe.
4th down, and the white team will go for it. 3:04 to play, first quarter. Now we get a whistle and a timeout called by the white team. So each of these two teams burning their first of 3 timeouts in this first half. Pretty good atmosphere here in Paea Stadium. We're sort of wondering what the crowd was going to be like, whether some of the Oahu families would come over. It was slow to begin with, but it's a pretty nice night here on the Big Island.
Yeah, a lot of people got here, well, not a packed house. We saw quite a few people down here earlier. Quite a few families, I could hear them in the parking lot talking about how things are different here than they are in Oahu. It's kind of nice. It's a very different flavor. Usually where we're sitting here in the press box right below us, usually it is all Kamehameha Hawaii, blue, white, black. It is usually that area owned by Kamehameha Hawaii fans. What's nice with this game, it's a lot more spread out. It's very different. And I think it creates a nice little mix in this crowd. But certainly this crowd, a little late arriving, but has certainly grown nicely as we've gotten this game going.
And a solid collection of players from around the islands. You know, the Hub Bowl, which has been a mainstay in terms of all-star games on the island of Oahu. Fortunately unable to create one this year, and people at the Hawaii Football Club stepped up. Stepping back was Kane Hailua, and then he gets knocked down. The job from Salanoa Alo Wiley to give him the shoulder shot. It's a turnover on downs, and the black squad will take over.
He was the one that actually finished that play, because the immediate hit on Kane Hailua, I'm a little surprised at how that play came down there on 4th down. But the initial hit was the one that kind of got him wrapped up. But as you said, Wiley finished him off with a nice little shot to make sure he had no chance of continuing to play.
Wiley's a scary dude. He's just a big, scary dude. 6'1", 270 pounds. He's a guy who weighed 130 pounds in the 3rd grade.
Just under 3 left on the quarter.
130 pounds in the 3rd grade. Was too big to play Pop Warner. Had to play in the big boys league and thrived there, and has fell in love with the game ever since. Black squad takes over with Kale Kane Hailua. Extending the play. Chased out and knocked down. Tristan Ludiazo tried to make the initial grab, but he just got out of his reach. He'll be knocked down to the 27-yard line. It's a loss of 8.
You'll see different quarterbacks. So, we saw Ta'amu a little while ago. We see Stanley Kiama Jacoby from Moanalua here on this possession. And you'll see it. We talked earlier with the black squad where about every possession you'll see a different quarterback. So you'll see kind of the equal opportunity to get noticed, not just in front of your family and friends, but also for those that may give you an opportunity at the next level.
Their last scoring drive, 65 yards. 36 total yards of offense, however, for this black team. High snap. Kane Hailua brought it down as he gets brought down to the 25, a loss of 2. As white team defense starting to make their presence known. 1:50 to play on a cool night here in Hilo. We had some showers early, typical Hilo weather.
Yeah.
Our crew being mostly of Oahuans, if you will. Try to get used to a little bit of the rain, but it was good to see. Run nice and cool.
You can't have a game here without a little bit of rain.
Yeah. 90 seconds to play. And for the first time tonight, they'll go empty in the backfield. 4 to the right for Kale Kane Hailua, the Nanakuli Golden Hawk on a drop back. Now stepping up and gonna take off. And it'll get knocked down at the 32-yard line. It'll bring up 4th down, and the punting unit will come onto the field.
you mentioned earlier, we were talking about some of the rules. Every facet of the game is going to be featured here. It's, obviously offense and defense, special teams. We're going to see a lot of that. We saw that on that first possession where we saw a penalty there on the punt. So every facet of the game is going to be featured here in this game.
Here is Trefanovic, ready to move this one away. And Alohi Gilman and Destin Moss, two dangerous return men, are back deep. And a timeout called by the black team. 39 seconds to go. So these first 14 minutes and 21 seconds, a lot of these teams trying to feel each other out in a 7-0 game.
Yeah, especially when you haven't been in a game in a while. I think your point earlier was correct, because you got to get back into that mode. Some are going into other sports, so it's getting back into football mode for one night or for the last couple of days with practices. So it's getting back into a rhythm, and I think it's kind of par for the course. In fact, I think we're a little bit better than par for the course in what we've seen in the first 14 minutes and 21 seconds. And no, by the way, we're not speaking wrong. 15-minute quarters, so 14-21 is correct with what we're talking about. But you're going to expect that, but I think we've seen some good plays that are a little bit better than what you would expect for an early part of the game.
Yeah, without a doubt. Subasa Brennan has the biggest play of the game in terms of yards, a 48-yard catch on the last white team drive. Trefanovic, heck of a punt, taking Gilman back to the 15. Alohi Gilman, and he'll stumble forward. Return it 16 yards to the 31-yard line. The white team back on to the field. Among the battles that you'll see on the field, we'll see some of the chess moves made by the coaches. Offensive coordinator Darnell Arsenault for the white, and on the opposite side, maybe, at least in my opinion, probably the best quarterback coach in the country, the legendary Vinny Passes.
We're not going to debate that. I don't need to debate that with you. The proof is in guys like Marcus Mariota and others. The quality of work speaks for itself. I mean, I think we're lucky to have those kinds of coaches here to work with these student athletes.
First and 10. Full of the white. 31 ticks on the clock. And here's a handoff and all the way down to the 40-yard line. How about the run from Shane Davis out of Kapa'a?
Kale Kanehailua coming into the game for the first time on the white squad. But yeah, Shane Davis, this is one of those players that will get probably his biggest look on the stage with these coaches and more right in front of us.
We'll take it to the 41-yard line. Here comes Kale Kanehailua. Davis comes in. Streaking off the bench was Donovan Kelly. He'll line up in the right slot. Here's a run. Kale Kanehailua. He'll dive down to the 46-yard line, and that'll end the first quarter. Pretty interesting first quarter so far. The only score of the game, a Jordan Ta'amu 1-yard run into the end zone after the end of one. It's the Black Squad 7, the White Squad 0. And you're watching the 2014 Life Champion Senior Bowl here on ScoringLive.com.
Here at Hawaii USA, our Life Matters loan has been helping our members make memories that really matter. Like making their wedding dreams come true. Taking a well-deserved girls-only trip to Vegas! Or paying for medical expenses, like braces. Cheese. Apply now because it's all possible with a low rate from Hawaii USA Federal Credit Union. Hawaii USA, where life matters.
I'm only as Koki Frog bags instead of the Aztec Koki Frog bags.
Jeez.
What a way to kick off the first ever Senior Bowl here on the Big Island with the Koki Frog bag. I wonder if the players were outside trying to catch the Koki Frog to put them in a bag. I don't know. Here we go. Second quarter.
Start of the second in the Life Champion Senior Bowl as this toss from Kanehailua is incomplete for Subasa Brennan. He was trying to slide down to make the grab. 7-0 our score. Black team out in front after one. Felipe Ojastro, Josh Pacheco, our entire Scoring Live crew. Great to have you with us here on this Saturday night. Could be the final curtain call for nearly 90 of the seniors gathered on the Big Island. It's brought some camaraderie, that Ohana feeling here on the campus of Kamehameha, Hawaii. It's been a fun week for everyone involved putting on this great event. Third down, high snap, over the head. Hailua hops on it. And they'll bring a fourth down. Some miscommunication between the center and the quarterback. They'll bring a fourth down and very long.
One of the tough dynamics when you're not used to working with a center that you haven't been with all year long. You have that happen, but it's kind of reminiscent. I see that, and it reminds me of that state first-round game when Nanakuli came down here to play Kamehameha Hawaii, and some of the miscues that happened on both sides, including with Kale Kanehailua and Nanakuli, because of the wet weather, the downpour, the torrential rain. It caused some bad snaps and some miscues. Kind of brought that flashback in that one play.
Lewis Harris is back for the black squad. He's out of Guam High School. He's really turned a lot of heads with his flash and his strength and his speed. And he may get a shot here. Harris with it from the 40. Harris made a man miss, ran into his own man, and Harris still on his feet. He'll take it inside white team territory. And they were coming after him, and he still landed on his heel on that far side. .14:02 to play.
How are these players picked? Well, they're nominated. And then a review board.
Black team, as you mentioned, led by Jim Monaco from Pima Community College, who has 31 years of coaching experience, was a D-line coach, 2000 to 2004. Coached a lot of different Arizona prep schools in his tenure, as Pane'eva Julius comes in at the quarterback spot. Goes back to the line of scrimmage.
We want to talk about athletes. Julius is one of those guys as a utility player, all OIA Blues second team. The numbers, they may not be standout numbers, 8 touchdowns, 7 interceptions over the course of the year, but the playmaking ability makes him the athlete, the utility guy, so important for his squad.
A pretty good athlete. That benches 315 pounds, squats 425, deadlifts 500, runs a 4.6 40-yard dash. Those are just above your numbers, if I'm not mistaken. Second down and 10. And they'll swing it out. This is caught Cameron Henry. And Henry is knocked down, and a penalty marker is thrown. Saitui Moiai, the linebacker, came in to chop him down.
Cameron Henry, 21.
Right at the 45-yard line. This is a Big Island officiating crew here in the Live Champion Senior Bowl. And after the early part of the first quarter, which seemed to be littered with penalties, it tailed off in the back half of the quarter.
Illegal block in the back. On the offense, 10-yard penalty, replay, second down.
And a minute 49 seconds into this one, we have our first penalty of the second period. 13:11 to play, 15-minute quarters.
In his day in high school,
But really, for 15-minute quarters, that first quarter seemed to fly by.
It did.
Yeah. Soccer player as well.
With all the Russian plays that Black Scout was able to utilize on the 15-play opening drive for the game's only score. Here is Julius. He is showing off the arm deep down the far side. Oh, what a grab. Did he stay in? That's the question. Alapaki Iaea ruled out of bounds. Wow, that was a heck of a throw.
Just seemed to float there on that far right sideline. The official, that's a tough call for that official because he wasn't really on that sideline. He was about 10 yards behind that in on the field. But Alapaki Iaea, the intended receiver, as you mentioned, one heck of a receiver. And Dan Lyons, who coaches Kamehameha Hawaii, he's on the field here on the near side. Considers him a leader, not a guy that, you know, expects a lot of catches, but with the amount of receivers that Kamehameha Hawaii team had this year, there were a lot of catches spread out. Iaea got his share, and he was the guy that they needed when they needed touchdowns. Iaea was the guy to go to.
306 yards, 9 touchdowns. One of the team captains on the team, Julius Tom, takes a shot downfield. Iaea through his hands. Incomplete. Quilua Mortensen, the DB on the coverage.
That would have been awesome.
That one went right off. It was in his hands. It was a great throw by Julius. In his hands, and it looked like it went right off the left knee and down. But nice to give a second opportunity, a better throw, being that that one stayed in bounds. But that's one that if you're Alapaki Iaya, you're going to feel bad about because you want to be on film completing the catch, not letting that one go through your hands.
And I'll bring up 4th down, 12:38 mark. And Trifanovic will come back onto the field. Trifanovic so calm and so cool as he wobbles this one towards Mortensen, who has to return it from the 20. And Mortensen is bumped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Quilua Mortensen with the receive.
The white team back onto the field. The Hawaii Football Club, its mission is to build young gentlemen, young students. Don't let them be part of a statistic where some players stray away from the path, trying to build good heads on their shoulders, and its mission has really been felt through the Pule family's teachings.
Scholarships.
We'll touch upon them in just a bit.
A bunch of them are out.
The 27-yard line. Throw, and this is caught. Got a grab there from Spencer Johnson, the tight end out of St. Louis. He makes a catch, but he may lose a yard, and he will as he came across the middle.
Not often we talk about tight ends in high school football, do we? But Spencer Johnson, 7 catches, 59 yards on the season. And one of those players that, hey, at the next level, tight ends are necessary. More importantly, reliable pass catchers are necessary. So maybe a tight end you don't get seen all that often, but a good showcase for him.
As Micah Kanehailua comes back onto the field.
Be on the lookout for their new program.
2nd down and 11. Kanehailua, he'll throw, and this is incomplete. Right through the hands, I believe, of Jordan Kawagadon. Kawagadon out of Hilo High. 2 catches, 18 yards in that first-round game against Kahuku.
His head coach there at Hilo High, David Baldwin, who is co-head coach of the year in BIIF Division I. Coach Baldwin on the sideline. Very active, working with a lot of guys here early on. Saw him earlier on talking with Preston Dubois out of Kalani on that last 3rd down play on the other side of the ball.
He is a fun coach to talk to,
yes,
really, in the BIIF. Tremendous. Really get a sense for the passion for the sport he loves. Kanehailua throws downfield for Tsubasa Brennan, incomplete. Trying to take him to the near side, just couldn't make the grab.
I like the secondary right now with the black squad. And of course, Coyote Taylor, one of the guys in on that play. Brennan did a nice job turning around as quickly as he did, allowing himself to make that play. That's a tough window to fit that one in against most teams. Micah Kanehailua can fit that one in. Against a cast like this one, it's a lot tougher to do.
And to do it against the #1 receiver in Division II this year, Tsubasa Brennan, who seemingly caught everything that was thrown his way. Not for nearly 300 yards to start the season. His defense for the black squad has really contained him. Deep kick for Lewis Harris. Gonna try and show out the Jets again. And Harris slipped away and could not get into the 2nd level. Could feel the crowd sort of inhale and exhale and gasp as Brooks Bethel, the linebacker, comes in to finally wrap him up. 11:23 here to play in the 2nd. 7-0 our score. 2014 Life Champion Senior Bowl here at ScoringLive.com. Don't forget, coming up at the half, we'll be revealing our all-Hawaii selections in Division I and Division II.
Where's Michael's mom in the stadium?
It's a fun time of the year to reveal those. It's coming up
there, in the middle.
11 minutes and 23 seconds of game time. Jordan Ta'amu back onto the field. Ta'amu will run the option And they'll pitch it out, and now the throw, and how about the defense there on the far side? What a hit. Isaiah Tawati, the DB out of Kamehameha, Hawaii, comes in to make the stop.
Justin Ike held on to the football as we see a little deeper into the playbook there for the Black Squad. But Tawati, as you mentioned, one heck of a player. We have seen him linebacker, defensive back, all BIIF at the linebacker spot. 69 tackles, 4 picks this year. A fantastic year. One of the better secondaries regardless of division in the BIF.
That last play, they put in Moanalua quarterback Kavika Kiyama Jacoby to throw the ball, and a miscommunication with the handoff as Ta'amu gets knocked down.
Nice defense, Team White.
Like he tried to hand it off to like Kupono Palakiko Lefew out of Ka'u.
And Ka'u, an 8-man squad for the second consecutive year.
Good to have that diversity again, as we mentioned throughout this broadcast. The 8-man, some Guam, and all throughout the islands. 3rd down and 9. They'll swing 3 to the left. We dip inside 10 minutes to play. Ta'amu lasers one near the 1st down marker, and good enough to move the chains. Good job by Cameron Henry to make the catch. Henry inside white team territory to the 42-yard line.
I've been impressed by Cameron Henry so far. We have seen him now. That's, I think, 3 catches for him on the game. Reliable hands, good route runner, in sync with whatever quarterback he's been working with so far. He has really been one of the more standout guys on either side of the field.
The drive stays alive for the team in black. And Ta'amu, another handoff. This one across the left side. And it's Palakiko Lefew able to get wrapped up. It'll maybe gain a yard.
White team didn't seem ready, and a lot of them were standing up as that snap was made. But credit Nathan Caressa, who was in for yet another tackle. He's been active very early on defense, making sure that was no gain.
There's some big boys up front defensively for this white team. Mentioned Manasi Palu, Sino Choi, 2 of those guys from Kaiser, helping anchoring that Cougar defense. 2nd and 10, Ta'amu throwing. This is incomplete. Right through the hands of
Ta'amu, our quarterback there.
Chase Newton.
Nice pass. Just couldn't connect.
And Chase Newton, a fantastic quarterback at Kamehameha Maui. A very, very difficult quarterback to take down. Rarely see him at the receiver position.
But you will see him here in this All-Star game.
Yes.
This is one of the fun parts about it. It's like watching a video game play. Right now, each of these teams trying to feel each other out. Newton, the receiver to the bottom of your screen. 8:35 to play. Ta'amu time with a marker down, throws over the middle. This is incomplete. Trying to hook up with Justin Ike on the post.
Roy Khalili won't take very long to tell us what this penalty is, because he's the one that threw the laundry onto the field.
A personal foul against the black team.
That was thrown usually in the area of the hole, but there was a lot of blocking on the right side of the pocket. Not sure exactly what triggered the personal foul. I would imagine the decision should be pretty simple to decline this penalty.
Now they're looking towards the bench to see what head coach Joe Schmitz wants to do.
We got a personal foul, illegal hands to the face. On the offense, penalties decline, 4th down.
So we have 4th down. And back onto the field comes Trifanovic. Seen a lot of action in the middle of the field. Seen some inconsistent offense, as you would expect with the limited amount of time these players have had. We see some tremendous defense from both teams so far. Trifanovic.
Alex
Good
Trifanovic
high
with,
punt.
kick.
Gilman thought about it as this one sails into the end zone.
Like to also make fresh Onishi. Councilman Fresh
8
Onishi.
minutes in. 10 seconds to play
Very
here
own Mayor Billy Kinoy.
in the half. Of course, we'd be remiss if we didn't continue this broadcast without mentioning that Mililani won the state championship a few weeks ago. Of course, Mackenzie Milton, the quarterback for the Trojans, already making his verbal commitment to University of Hawaii. That's a big get here for the Bows.
Yeah, I mean, in the midst of everything that's gone on with the University of Hawaii program, people talking about getting local recruits, that was a splash, and that was a much-needed splash for a program that needed talk around it. That was such a huge get. We'll see if it's still Norm Chow at the helm, but to have Milton there is going to be really big.
Swing out to the far side as Kale Kanehailua swings it out. This is going to be a gain for about 6 yards as Kele Kolio was in there to make the grab.
I would ask you, Felipe, when you talk about excitement over a recruit, I mean, when would you say the last time it is that Hawaii's had that kind of excitement over one player on the offensive side of the ball?
On the offensive side of the ball. So before you said offense, I would have probably
Right.
Masaiali'i,
Right.
which his explosiveness was tremendous, but at least on the offensive side of the ball, ooh, I'm not sure here.
Yeah.
I mean, that's saying something to what Milton has done this year. Take it down, it's another handoff, and stuffed right at the line of scrimmage, a little bit limited him to no yards.
I think the thing about that is we talk about we highlight the offensive side so much because that's been the area, and you see it as, sideline reporter on the radio broadcast, that, it's been the offense that has been the side of the field that's been so far behind. So to get that excitement, we saw what a freshman could do in Keenan Avaliko coming in from Baldwin. Now can that be built upon with another youngster, Mackenzie Milton? Time will tell.
You watch him play, it's hard to believe that he's just a junior. He'll still have one more year.
Yeah.
To possibly swoon some more schools over his way, but right now, making his verbal commitment to the University of Hawaii. Kale Kanehailua, they ran the option. They'll pitch it out. As this is caught by Cade Britton, the Punahou Buff and Blue. Britton was second on the Punahou depth chart this season. And although he is listed as a wide receiver, he's not caught a pass all year. In fact, he's had all rushes. No different here tonight, but we do have a penalty flag on the far side of the field.
This is going to negate a first down. It was a block in the back called on the white team. This is after that pitch to Britton on the far side of the field.
As mentioned, Britton, part of that Punahou squad that won 19 games in a row, 11-0 a season ago to win the state title. 8-0 to start this past season. But during that stretch, they played 3 weeks. They went 3 weeks without playing a game at all. I really think that hurt him. Kahuku was able to expose a little bit in the state semifinals. Punahou never led in that championship game. They tied it with Punahou early on in the first, or rather with Mililani in the first. But the Buff and Blue just came up short. High toss. Oh, what a grab. Kale Kanehailua over the middle and all the way home. Touchdown. What a grab from Donovan Kelly. A perfect 10 on the catch and a perfect 10 on the dismount. Kelly with the backflip, able to take it home.
That was not easy at all. A laser throw. Got a couple defenders coming in, wanted to pick it off. And Kelly right behind everybody to haul it in. And while he let it go a little while, looking back behind each of his shoulders, easy route the rest of the way. And of course, roughing the passer call. That's going to be basically declined here with the score.
Extra point to try and tie the game.
Penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
So here's Zachary Kamahao Romero.
And the amazing thing again is that Kelly played very limited snaps on offense. He basically stayed on the defensive side of the ball and made a large impact there. And when he was on the offensive side, many of his carries were for negative yardage.
Yeah. Tsubasa Brennan will hold it. Got the hold down. Just barely. Flag thrown. Remember,
Flag on the play. Nice
it's a live ball, but it tumbles out of bounds, but we have a penalty marker down.
Roman Salanoa,
Wow.
with little resistance, frankly, coming in for this stand-up block. But a flag was immediately thrown as that one was blocked. But you're right, though. I mean, basically everything in special teams is live. Even though you see guys kind of standing up, they don't look like they're in the full stance to go in rush to block the kick. You could see there was intent and some gamesmanship to try to keep it a one-point game. They didn't signal the penalty, by the way.
Yeah, they just marked it off. They'll move it just a little bit closer, half the distance. So a little bit of an easier shot for Romero. There was a little bit of a bobble by Tsubasa. This one a little bit better on the hold, and this is a heck of a leg, and this one is right down the pipe. 5:51 to play here in the half, all tied at 7. You're watching the 2014 Life Champion Senior Bowl here on ScoringLive.com.
Bunny Squad and our Aztec.
Scoring Live is your source for Hawaii high school athletics, bringing you all the action from the OIA, ILH, BIIF, KIF, and the MIL, with constantly updated scores, impacting photos, video highlights, game recaps, player features, and so much more. If you're looking for the best in high school sports, log on to ScoringLive.com. Scoring Live, your source for Hawaii high school athletics.
Open your eyes, take a deep breath, and seize today. Free of worry and uncertainty, knowing you're covered in all 50 states. Confident you can choose what's best for you. Protected by Hawaii's leading health plan, because we're behind you for whatever lies ahead. HMSA, live here, live healthy, live fearless. Open your eyes, take a...
Saturday night, 5:51 to play here in the second. All tied at 7. Between the white and the black squad, the inaugural 2014 Life Champion Senior Bowl. Donovan Kelly with a long reception for the touchdown, able to tie the game up. And again, it'll be Romero for the game-tying extra point to boot this one inside black team territory at the 45-yard line. There's also onside kick territory, but instead they just pooched this one into the end zone for the touchback.
That 74-yard touchdown catch from Kelly, highlight of the night, wraps up what was a short drive, a couple of running plays, the middle left side of the field, the big play, wrapping up the 3-play, 80-yard drive. Did go for 2 minutes and 11 seconds, which is kind of a long drive for just 3 plays. But you get the splash there at the end, getting this game evened up at 7.
Of course, that's a stark contrast to how this black team had to score their touchdown. 15 plays, 7 minutes or so. So maybe that could be the spark that'll light this fire for the white team. So here's Kavika Keama Jacoby of Moanalua. Number 3 in the black. He'll swing it out. This is caught. To the far side it goes. Like Paul Purdy Jr. Nope, make it Justin Ike, excuse me. Number 2 in the black, able to make the grab.
You mentioned Chad Ike. Of course, he's the nephew of Chad Ike. Chad's been busy here. They had the GPA underclassmen combine earlier in the day. Got to talk with Chad earlier in the week. Really excited. I mean, we're talking about seniors here, but you know, the underclassmen for 9th through 11th graders, a bunch of different sports. Really excited about the future players that could be here right in this game down the road.
And Keama Jacoby was trying to get some looks. Threw for a state record 552 yards against Farrington. This toss is incomplete. About a couple feet shy of Cameron Henry in the flat. But Kavika Kiyama Jacoby won JV title sophomore year, went 10-0, played at YNI, played with Rado Mautautia, a talented linebacker over at Kapolei. Both of them were there for the Sea Riders. When he was 4 years old, he asked his grandma to buy him a football uniform. His grandma bought him a very small Chargers outfit, and ever since then, he fell in love with the game. Not a Chargers fan to this day, however.
I'm sure that's the disappointing part.
Yes. And Jacoby is back in the gun again. He'll drop back. Jacoby gets wrestled down. And wrestled down hard. Zeno Choi, the big defensive end, 56, makes a stop.
That will make up for the offside penalty in the first quarter. That will make up for the personal foul penalty in the first quarter. You know you've got a quarterback that can get out of the pocket quickly, wrap him up, get him down, end the drive. Choi did a nice job of that.
And Choi is a very smart, very talented defensive lineman, looking to get scooped up by a couple of Ivy League schools, has offers from Yale and Harvard. Just recently got one from West Point to add on to those two as well. Of course, a lot of these kids here on Scoring Live trying to make some noise, trying to get out there, get their name out there. They have talked to Doris Sullivan out of the Pacific Islands Athletic Alliance, who has really done more for high school sports than I think anybody, more than anybody in the state. Here is Donovan Kelly, and Kelly will take it to the 43-yard line, making the 42-yard line. Going back to Doris Sullivan. She is an unbelievable asset for kids who want to take their game to the next level and play at the college level, no matter what level, D1, D2, D3, NAIA, what have you. And she has been the go-to girl, and she has been tremendous.
It's amazing. I was talking to her yesterday. We're doing a radio interview with her. And you know when you've made a mark that you finish the radio interview, a parent calls in, this is after the interview's done, and wanted to say thanks. I'll finish after the play here.
There's a swing out into the flat. This is caught by Shane Davis, and Davis will gain a couple.
So the parent, this is of a player who finished high school over a decade ago and still wanted to say thank you for everything that was done to get that player, a girls basketball player, to play at the collegiate level. I mean, it's over a decade, but that tells you the kind of indelible mark that Doris Sullivan and PIAA leaves on hundreds and hundreds of student athletes of all different sports.
And Kealapuli out of the Hawaii Football Club, but he needed some help to sort of put this all together, to find the right coaches to try and get the word out there. First person he called was Miss Doris Sullivan. Swing out for Destin Moss. And Moss will get bumped out of bounds at around the 44-yard line. He'll gain about 3. Bring up third down.
One thing that PIA has done really well with Scoring Live, you've done the National Letter of Intent signing day early in the morning, but you get hundreds of athletes out there. One of the best things of the year to see.
It's really one of the largest in the country. PIAA has done it every single year with the help of the Sheraton Waikiki Hotel. I really want to know what the cell phone bill is like for Doris Sullivan. Here's the throw, and this is incomplete. This one skips into the grass after the throw from Micah Kanehailua. Trying to hook up with Tsubasa Brennan. Fourth down. 3 minutes to play here in the second.
We got a great game here.
If you're just joining us, all tied at 7. These 15-minute quarters in the inaugural Life Champion Senior Bowl.
Next year's date is yet to be determined, but we are definitely planning a second annual next year.
And Kealapule thinks that this is a strong foundation to build on. He's anticipating around 140, 150 kids next year. Initially really just sort of centered around Big Island schools, and then when the hub was unable to create a bowl game, they opened it up to the other islands, and the Oahu schools, and really everybody hopped on the opportunity as Lewis Harris downs this one inside the 20-yard line. And really they've come out in numbers and in droves and have shown some great support here for these seniors.
There's a lot of factors that go into a game like this. It's not easy to make a game like this game happen. There's liability, where can you play the game, who's going to help support that game. It's very fortunate with the surrounding factors here, some good sponsorship, the good promotion that's kind of helped this game become what it is. but it's very difficult to do. Ask any of these promoters and organizers. It is a difficult task in a game like this off the ground and keep it going.
Yeah, and there are dozens of volunteers that help got this going. Dan Lyons, namely, helping us out here at Kamehameha Hawaii Chat. EK, Rich Miano, Game Plan Academy. Black Scott with it. High snap. It's on the ground. And ruled down. We'll lose about 5.
Loose fingers on that one.
Alton Julius in at quarterback for this black team.
I think one of the difficult things about having a game like this, I mean, usually we see, you know, as you mentioned, the hub and some of these big games that have been played on Oahu. I think the difficulty is, okay, you know, neighbor islands always want games like this and want their athletes featured. It's getting that collection of athletes here. To have nearly 90 here is strong in itself for the first time this game's been played.
Handoff Keenan Lewis. Keenan Lewis, the ball when Bear, able to bang his way, 20-yard line. We get a timeout called by the white team.
Charge timeout, white.
2:01 to play here in the half. Of course, we have football tonight. Coming up next week, we have one of the fun times that Scoring Live likes to do every year. Holiday Hoops Month. We'll hit all the hot spots around town. Coming up December 11th through the 13th will be the Iolani Girls Classic. We'll be broadcasting the semifinal games on the 12th, and then we'll be over in Salt Lake on the 13th. That's Saturday, as we'll pick up the matchups there. You can check it out on ScoringLive.com. And then we wrap it up with really the EA Sports Maui Invitational version of prep basketball in the country. It's the Iolani Classic. Look at all the big-time names that have come through there. We'll give you the semifinals of slam dunk competition, the third place, and the championship games coming up on December the 20th. All part of Holiday Hoops Month here on ScoringLive.com.
Does the night show there.
You got to be a part of that EA Sports Maui Invitational. How was that for you?
That was fun, but you know what? I have never been a part of an Iolani Classic.
Oh.
That's one of the bucket list things. We do high school sports. That's one of the strong ones for sure.
Oh, you got to stop by the island. Yeah, it's tremendous, and that Iolani community does a great job of putting on the event. It was sort of threatened due to financial reasons in the early 2000s, but in the late 90s, and they were able to get it up and running through great community support, and we're glad to be a part of it 2 weeks from now. False start. Called against the Black.
False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
As we speak, I mean, you got high school basketball tournaments happening around the state. I mean, we've seen, at least here, we've seen Kaiser here, Mid-Pac is here, Lahaina Luna's here. So you got teams all over the place getting ready for the start of the regular season across the various leagues.
And one team making a whole lot of noise, really, in the offseason, and now as we get ready for the, or continue through the preseason, it's been Konawaina Girls.
Yes.
And what they've been able to acquire and maintain, that level of excellence. Easily the favorites here in this 2014-2015 season. Dropping back Julius in the pocket. Throwing deep. Wide open. Man, incomplete. Intended for Iaya. Just out of his reach.
That ball had some mustard on that one. That was thrown very deep down the right sideline. Iaya, you could see that as he was running down the right side, trying to catch up to that. You could see the body just would not let him. That was a tough ball to go after. But Julius, you could see the cannon of the arm showcased there.
Not bad for a guy who was really recovering from a hip injury he suffered earlier in the season. He has a stronger quarterback. Leonard Lee started that OIA quarterfinal matchup against Kahuku. But then Darren Hernandez wanted to ride on the senior leadership and the momentum of Julius. Hurricanes, unfortunately, for that community, came up a little bit short in that one, lost 9-0. But Julius is going to make some school very proud if they can scoop him up. This one kicked towards Moss. Gilman thought about it, and then it'll die down at around the 49-yard line. No, 1 minute and 36 seconds here to go for the white team, trying to scrape some more points and try and take the lead as we hit the half.
Usually these games, we have higher scoring games. I mean, the fact that we're at 7-7 with 96 seconds to go in the first half tells us how much defense has been an integral aspect of this game on both ends. This is not just your Pro Bowl where offense reigns supreme. This is offense, defense, special teams, and it's all played a factor into why we got a 7-7 game right now.
Spencer Johnson, the tight end, will check in. And Donovan Kelly comes off the bench. He'll be in the huddle. Tristan Spikes will be the running back. Kelly lines up left slot. Kale Hailua, time, throws for Subasa Brennan, incomplete. Brennan trying to dive for it. A good coverage by Dutch Clayball.
A great play.
And good pressure by Tristan Ludiazo, forcing that pass from Kane Hailua to be very quick. Not an easy pass to be hauled in, but Ludiazo was able to take the quarterback down. You mentioned Tristan Spikes coming into the game. You described him when you did that that first round game against Kahuku. You described him as that big ball of muscle. That he is. Two-time, at least co or on his own offensive player of the year in the BIF. Last year shared that award with Devin Preston, who graduated from YK. This year got it all on his own. Another spectacular year.
2nd and 10. Kane Hailua, he'll throw downfield. Gilman went up top and brought it down. What a haul to the 26-yard line.
That wasn't the perfect pass. Had a little bit of wobble going down the right sideline, but he fit it into a perfect window right in the sideline. Now all of a sudden, 83 seconds to go here in this half, and this is perfect prime opportunity here for Team White.
Kale Hailua back onto the field. Spikes to the left. And the Golden Hawk will go into the flat. How about the move from Kelly to free up? Kelly down the sideline. Kelly got it. Touchdown. How about the speed from Donovan Kelly?
There are very few people in the state as fast as Donovan Kelly. And, you know, this is someone that nearly was playing football at Mililani this past year. But came back, focused on defense. This is what I think Hilo would have hoped for to get from him anytime on offense. They never really saw that, but a prime opportunity for Donovan Kelly in front of a big stage like this to get a second touchdown of the day.
So Kelly had an 83-yard touchdown reception. He can tack on a 21-yarder. And Romero tacks on an extra point. 1:13 to play here in the half. And the white team leads it 14-7. We'll be back with more. You're watching the 2014 Life Champion Senior Bowl here in your source for Hawaii High School athletics, ScoringLive.com.
With over 37 years of experience, Kuroda Auto Body in Waipio Gentry offers the best in technology and collision repair. Here at Kuroda Auto Body, we believe in the value of hard work and teamwork to ensure our customers leave with the satisfaction of a job well done. We wish the very best to all of the participating athletes across the state of Hawaii. Dream big and reach for the top. Kuroda Auto Body, where only the very best will do.
Here at Hawaii USA, our Life Matters loan has been helping our members make memories that really matter. Like making their wedding dreams come true. Taking a well-deserved girls-only trip to Vegas! Or paying for medical expenses, like braces.
Cheese.
Apply now because it's all possible with a low rate from Hawaii USA Federal Credit Union. Hawaii USA, where life matters.
Back here on the Big Island, as Donovan Kelly has given the white team the lead. 26-yard touchdown reception to the corner. It's a 14-7 white team advantage with a $1:13 here to go in the half.
Our Aztec Koki Frogs, Team Black, looking to get
The black
back
team
on
onto the field,
scoreboard
trying to
here.
tie the game up. See a number of different quarterbacks, but the guy who's been the most consistent, Jordan Ta'amu, steps onto the field. 1st and 10 from the 20. He swings it out. This is incomplete on the far side. Trying to hook up with a diving Justin Ike.
So far, when we've seen Team Black on the field, we haven't seen a lot of offense for them, just 70 yards offensively. Ta'amu 4 of 8. I think the credit there, we've seen that front line especially of Team White, led by Nathan Caressa and others. They have dominated when we've been in this facet of the game, which is one of the nice things about this game, opening it up to offense, defense. It's been a good intangible for Team White to kind of hold on to where this game is at right now.
7 to play. Here is Ta'amu. He'll throw it. This is caught. Grant Sharoma going to get knocked out of bounds at around the 33-yard line.
I think Chase Newton thought that was coming his way.
Yep.
All of a sudden, Grant Sharoma comes running in, makes the haul. Sharoma's known for getting to the football. Chase Newton's known for throwing it, and he's known for not going. He's known for not going down very easily. Newton's known for taking about 4 or 5 guys to bring him down. I don't care what squad, Lahaina, Luna, Baldwin, anybody. He is a very difficult guy to go down. It's a rare time where the football is supposed to go to him, it doesn't.
And Sharoma, who runs a 4.6 40-yard dash, trying to show off the Jets, but just couldn't turn his body around and turn it upfield. It's a first down, however. Ta'amu, deep drop, and a run. Sliding down to the 40-yard line. Good run of 8. It'll bring up 2nd down and 2, but the clock continues to spin. 45 seconds. Ta'amu, with a whole lot of confidence, can operate the offense. A flag down. They may have 12 men on the field here. As a swing out is caught for Sharoma. Sharoma gets to the far side.
Flag on the field.
Near midfield at the 48.
Yeah, Manasseh Palu was coming off the field. I mean, he was almost lined up. He was a good 15 yards still on the field. And he and the coach talking about that right now as they're going to get the official announcement from Roy Khalili. But I want to go back to the play prior.
Illegal substitution on the defense. 5-yard penalty.
I want to go back to the play prior on the slide down there by Ta'amu, because it might not be much, but when we're talking about football IQ with some of these football players, we're talking about sound decisions. That was one. The slide down, don't get hit, get right back up quickly to the line. Smart decision by Jordan Ta'amu.
And really his poise and his maturity at the JV level at Pearl City really took coaches by surprise. He took it over to his junior season, his first full-time start at quarterback in his first full year, and he's fine-tuned it, worked hard, went to the Vinny Passes quarterback camps in the offseason to try and fine-tune it. Has really done a tremendous job for the Chargers. Also a center fielder and a pitcher for the Pearl City baseball team, electing not to participate in that this year, try and get bigger and stronger for college. Gets away from Ta'amu. The chase is on, and the throw is out of bounds. Incomplete. Just trying to throw that one away as Sharoma came across the field to try and make the grab.
Not an easy decision to try to grab that up off the turf, because you don't grab that, you got some defenders coming from behind you. Could easily change the dynamic of the game. But he got away with that one and made the smart decision not to do too much out of it. Just throw it away down the right sideline.
28 seconds to go. It's 2nd down and 10. Ball marked at the 46-yard line of the black team. You see Sharoma located in the left slot. 2nd and 10. Ta'amu looks right, stays right, deep throw. It is brought in. Wow, what a grab. Going up top, Lewis Harris. The DB out of Guam went up the ladder and brought it home. 20 seconds, clock will continue to run. Ta'amu pumps and steps out of bounds to stop the clock with 12 seconds to play.
There's a couple of things on that last play. One, Ta'amu took a hit, and it wasn't necessarily a clean hit. He kind of got swiped on his right side. That was not an easy ball to get off. But as you said, what a grab going up there by Harris with good coverage. Not an easy ball to track again with the hit. A beauty of a play from the pass to the reception. Nicely done.
Now they'll have 10 seconds on the clock. Black squad in the red zone. Ball marked at around the 18-yard line. Second down and 10. Trefanovic practicing the leg on the sideline. Field goal from here is about 35 yards.
This is one of those situations where you feel like you have one play, take one shot, should have enough time where if it doesn't work out, you should have a timeout too. You get that field goal opportunity. Still get a timeout.
Yeah, Keenan Lewis was in there getting ready to play the ball, but timeout called. So his game, as expected, has its excitements, has its lulls, as everyone tries to adjust to the level of play, and now you're seeing it starting to heat up a bit, as Kelly has really been the go-to guy for the Shmoney squad, 14-7.
I still can't get used to that.
I can't get used to that either. It's almost painful to say, but this is what the kids decided the team name, which is Shmoney squad.
Which is funny. We were talking about that on the field with the coaches, and in fact, it was one of them who said, it was the kids, whatever.
yeah, it's all for them.
I just go by white or black.
yeah. It's a lot easier that way.
Yeah.
Coach Jim Monaco for the Black Squad. We mentioned Pima Community College and the Aztecs. The kids were deciding it, told by the Kahuku players. And they were sort of the ones that came up with the team name, and it was just a hodgepodge of names that they just threw in, sort of connected. So they heard the Koki Frogs, which head coach Jim Monaco said, I had no idea what they were. In fact, he didn't even think they were frogs.
That's right.
He thought they were crickets. Throw the Aztec through it, through bags at the end of it, and you get Aztec Koki frog bags there for the black team. Right now, the black team trying to bag a touchdown to try and tie the game. 10 seconds to play. Ta'amu throws, and what a grab. Down inside the one by Chase Newton. 4 seconds to play. It's inside the one.
We're going to have to hurry to get to the line because once they set the chains, clock's going to start again. They say he was down. That's a good call, too. That's a great call. And they do get the timeout, but fantastic catch right in between two defenders. His left side of his body was down shy of the goal line. But a beauty of a play and a tight throw.
Trace Newton, 6'2", 210 out of Kamehameha Maui, 52% completion percentage. More than 1,400 yards, 9 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Last year, an MIL second team selection. Threw for a career-high 376 against Baldwin, September the 19th. A little unusual. There's no really designated numbers for positions, but you have a quarterback who was initially going to wear 66. Now he's wearing 51.
It's something different.
Yeah, and he's listed as a quarterback, but he's been playing wide receiver throughout the night.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see him at quarterback a little bit later on.
Mayor Billy Kanoy.
I think it's an interesting decision for the black team here. You got 4 seconds left. You're right outside the goal line. Just go for it, have fun, or are you kicking? I would imagine you're going for it.
At this point, especially, as you mentioned earlier in the broadcast, with 2 strong backs in Salanoa Alo-Wiley and Pena Fatisi-Manu. It's been a nice yin and yang for the Red Raiders this season. These guys are cousins on the team. That must be pretty fun to play with. In fact, these teams have been separated via a draft that the coaches had Wednesday night and then was announced to the team, and practices got underway. They went into the war room. They decided, all right, I got this guy, you got this guy, and it all worked it out. Nearly 90 players on the field here. And Salanoa Alo-Wiley with a heavy package in this formation offensively for the black squad. 4 seconds to play. Ta'amu. They'll use Wiley to block in front of him, and Ta'amu's in for the touchdown. His second score tonight.
His first score, he went off the right side off of a high snap. This is a cleaner snap. We talk about the big bodies in the backfield. Used them well, set the blocks perfectly for a nice dive in. Extra point should tie this one up.
Quarter comes to a close, but it is Trefanovic who can try and square the game at 14. Ta'amu only had 2 rushing touchdowns this entire season. He has 2 tonight in the first 30 minutes. Snap. Got it down. Trifanovic got it through. So,
And there we go, the end of the
competitive
first
game
half.
as you would expect.
A
lot of high energy, a lot of great defensive effort after the end of the first half. All tied at 14. We'll take a timeout and we'll reveal the 2014 Scoring Live All Hawaii Division 1 and Division 2 football teams. It's coming up next on Not at 14 here in the 2014 Life Champion Senior Bowl on ScoringLive.com.
And our team black, the Aztec Koki Frog bag.
Open your eyes, take a deep breath, and seize today. Free of worry and uncertainty, knowing you're covered in all 50 states. Confident you can choose what's best for you. Protected by Hawaii's leading health plan, because we're behind you for whatever lies ahead. HMSA, live pure, live healthy, live fearless.
Scoring Live is your source for Hawaii high school athletics, bringing you all the action from the OIA, ILH, BIIF, KIF, and the MIL, with constantly updated scores, impacting photos, video highlights, game recaps, player features, and so much more. If you're looking for the best in high school sports, log on to ScoringLive.com. Scoring Live, your source for Hawaii high school athletics.
Here at Hawaii USA, our Life Matters loan has been helping our members make memories that really matter. Like making their wedding dreams come true. Taking a well-deserved girls-only trip to Vegas! Or paying for medical expenses, like braces.
Cheese.
Apply now because it's all possible with a low rate from Hawaii USA Federal Credit Union. Hawaii USA, where life matters.
With over 37 years of experience, Kuroda Auto Body in Waipio Gentry offers the best in technology and collision repair. Here at Kuroda Auto Body, we believe in the value of hard work and teamwork to ensure our customers leave with the satisfaction of a job well done. We wish the very best to all of the participating athletes across the state of Hawaii. Dream big and reach for the top. Kuroda Auto Body, where only the very best will do.
Well, we are back here on the Big Island, 2014 Hawaii Football Club Life Champion Senior Bowl here on ScoringLive.com. It's great to have you with us, along with Josh Pacheco. I'm Felipe Ojastro. On this Saturday night, football season is over. Mililani wins the state championship for Division I. Iolani claims her 8th Koa Trophy for Division II. And now it's time to reveal the 2014 Scoring Live All Hawaii football teams, starting us off in Division II. Let's get to the offense. The offense. Mawit out of Lahaina Luna, Nathaniel Oishi from Iolani, Keone Cordell Makikau, along with Kalai Wong and Cordell Va'a. Makikau, the place kicker, all Hawaii selection. Another very talented offensive line here, big and stout. Mawit sort of anchors that here for Lahaina Luna. He had a tremendous season for the Lunas.
Yeah, definitely. I can't wait to see what Division I's going to look like based on Division II. I mean,
yeah. But before that, we got to get to a Division II defense. It'll look like this with Pono Davis. We got to talk about Pono Davis here for a second. What he has done this season, he's put up great numbers. He's got his name out there. He's getting some college offers. From what you've seen from Pono Davis, what do you like about him?
Good two-way player, especially his last couple of years. Main focus on defense. Pono Davis, fantastic. Finds his way to the ball. easily. Had double-digit sacks this year. Most reliable player on defense for Kamehameha Hawaii. That's a fantastic choice.
Along with Davis, he'll be joined by PJ Solomon out of Pearl City, Penny Taufa as well, Brandon Kaina, Randy Maneva, Kanai Picanso, the linebackers there. Your all Hawaii selections. Wyatt Scott Isaac Maderos Tonga Tailua out of Lahaina Luna, along with Chaz Paklev and Luka Vartik from Konawaina rounds out the Division II first team defense. Now we get to the bigger awards. We get to our Division II offense and defensive players of the years, and who else for the offensive side? It is Jordan Ta'amu. You look at all the numbers that he's put up this season. 1,779 yards, 29 touchdowns, 4 interceptions for his career. 34-82, 40 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. His numbers have gone drastically up, and he's led the Chargers to some big success this year, most notably a spot into the HHSAA tournament.
Strong decision maker. That's going to bode well for him at the next level. The yardage, again, as you talked about, but that increase in productivity, big in his senior year, that's a no-doubter, I think, for that award.
On the defensive side, this was a little bit difficult. I mean, you had Randy Maneva out of Nanakuli. Mau's name was tossed in there, but it is Penny Taufa for the Lunas to help anchor the way. So those are your Division II offense and defensive player of the year.
And with Lahaina Luna, there are a number of guys that you could put in that defensive category for strong defensive players. Taufa's one of them. That's a stout defense, a little young in some spots, but stout from the line all the way to the secondary. Great choice there.
So those are the first team selections and the offensive defensive players of the year. For the full list, you can check out ScoringLive.com a little bit later on in the week. Now let's get to Division I. First, for the offense, who else has started off with a couple of Mililani Trojans in Mackenzie Milton at quarterback and Vi Malapia at the running back spot?
That's just such a tough choice, is it not? I mean, yeah. For one of the most prolific offenses that we see in the state, those are no-brainer choices there to start our list.
So we start off with 2 Trojans, and then we continue with 2 buff and blue players. Wayne Talapapa in the running back spot as well. He'll get a first-team nod, all Hawaii selection. And then Kanamaino, who put up a record-breaking season receiving-wise, has the most receiving yards, the all-time receiving yards holder.
Yeah, and reliable guys in what was a fantastic season for them. Again, no doubt. I mean, you figure you're going to hear a lot about guys from Punahou and Mililani as we go forward in Division I with just outstanding years, especially the offensive side.
From Honolulu, Jason Sharsh rounds out the receivers along with Kalakaua Timoteo, who recently got an offer from the University of Hawaii, caught 4 touchdowns as a junior in the state championship game in the win for the Trojans. On the offensive line, very stout, very talented, very physical. Jordan Angasiva and Andrew Tovey out of Trojan Town. They're up there along with Viliami Awai out of Kapolei, Fred Uluperi out of St. Louis, and Semisi Uluave from Punahou. That is, without a doubt, all Hawaii team with that offensive line.
Yeah, it doesn't get any better than that, and you're talking about physical, frustrating guys to go up against. No doubters there.
And you talk about place kickers, no one better this year than John Toner. Has a state tournament record, banged home a 53-yard field goal in the state championship game. Kesia Hoy, all Hawaii punter selection. He really did it all for the Red Raiders, just a sophomore, so it'll be scary what's to come in these next 2 years. Rainen Mamiya, how about the job he's done for the Governors? He really turned that offense around.
Yeah, definitely. And you know what? That's a team that remained competitive in the OIA, and Mamiya, fantastic job, key anchor for them.
Yeah, and Alohi Gilman rounds out the kickoff and punt return teams for the All-Hawaii Division I selections. For defense, this is where it gets real fun. Braden Fehoko, future Texas Tech Red Raider, leads us off with the Governors.
A beast. That's the best way to put him. He has the confidence to go along with that. Fantastic. I mean, that's a no-doubter there. I have not seen Defensive Player of the Year, but I would throw out there, I wouldn't be surprised if he was named that, but we'll find out.
Oh, without a doubt. And I think a lot of people are waiting on what Rex Manu is going to do. Rex Manu, the defensive lineman for the Trojans. Oregon is in the lead after decommitting from Stanford, so we'll see where he goes. He's up on the All-Hawaii selection list along with Salanoa Alo-Wiley from Kahuku. Manaya Atawaya in the linebacker spot along with Kalama Chung and Saitui Moiai. 2 very, physical and very high football IQ. I hate to use that phrase. It's such a cliche, but you cannot say those two names without that term. From Punahou, they're in the linebacking spot, along with Bryce Tutupu Leopoldo, who really helped complement Braden Fehoko up front. Go to the secondary, Alohi Gilman from the Red Raiders, Solomon Matautia, Ty Purcell upon a longest pick six in state championship game history, along with Keala Santiago from the Red Raiders. They round out the best 11 the All-Hawaii Division I. Now we get to our offense and defensive players of the year. We started off with Trojans. It's only fair that we end with Trojans. Offensive player of the year, Mackenzie Milton. Defensive player of the year, Rex Manu.
I'm surprised by defensive player of the year. I am, but I mean, you can't argue with Rex Manu's work this year, and especially you need a defense to do enough of a job to keep your offense afloat. Saw that with Manu. It's a tough choice.
It's tough, yeah. I mean, you see Ofo Fahiua, the linebacker from Hilo. You see Solanoa Alo Wiley. You would imagine if he was out of that piece, what that defense would look like. He helped anchor that, but Rex Manu eventually gets it. Nathan Caress, we mentioned, he had 12 sacks in the beginning part of the season, but that rounds out the Division I and Division II Scoring Live All Hawaii selections. Again, for the full list, you can check out ScoringLive.com. We'll have the full list D1, D2, first teams and second teams, and honorable mentions on the website. We've been holding that in for quite a long time to reveal that, and now a big exhale from all of our staff.
You can see the staff was all around us, actually, as that was being released. It was such a huge thing. And you know what? Kudos to the staff. I mean, to have that waiting for so long. This is a proud moment, and a lot of people in the staff. It's not an easy job to vote for these student athletes, but that's a fantastic job putting together that kind of a list.
It's going to be a proud moment later tonight for one of these two teams as they try to take home the first ever championship here in the Life Senior Bowl. We're about a few seconds away from the start of the second half. We'll take a timeout. All tied at 14 here in the Big Island. We got more coming your way here on ScoringLive.com.
Scoring Live is your source for Hawaii high school athletics, bringing you all the action from the OIA, ILH, BIIF, KIF, and the MIL, with constantly updated scores, impacting photos, video highlights, game recaps, player features, and so much more. If you're looking for the best in high school sports, log on to ScoringLive.com. Scoring Live, your source for Hawaii high school athletics.
Here at Hawaii USA, our Life Matters loan has been helping our members make memories that really matter, like making their wedding dreams come true, taking a well-deserved girls-only trip to Vegas, or paying for medical expenses like braces.
Cheese.
Apply now because it's all possible with a low rate from Hawaii USA Federal Credit Union. Hawaii USA, where life matters.
Open your eyes, take a deep breath, and seize today. Free of worry and uncertainty, knowing you're covered in all 50 states. Confident you can choose what's best for you. Protected by Hawaii's leading. Open your eyes, take a deep breath, and seize today. Free of worry and uncertainty, knowing you're covered in all 50 states. Confident you can choose what's best for you. Protected by Hawaii's leading health plan, because we're behind you for whatever lies ahead. HMSA, live here, live healthy, live fearless.
With over 37 years of experience, Kuroda Auto Body in Waipio Gentry offers the best in technology and collision repair. Here at Kuroda Auto Body, we believe in the value of hard work and teamwork to ensure our customers leave with the satisfaction of a job well done. We wish the very best to all of the participating athletes across the state of Hawaii. Dream big and reach for the top. Kuroda Auto Body, where only the very best will do.
All of it, I tell you. I love it.
All tied at 14, Life Champion Senior Bowl here on ScoringLive.com, brought to you by the Hawaii Football Club. So get ready for the second half. We just revealed are all Hawaii selections, first team selections in Division I and Division II. The coaches of the year, which is, we forgot to mention, Division II, Keala Watson out of Nanakuli, taking his team 10-0 to an OIA Division II championship, their first in more than 3 decades. And, of course, on the opposite side, the man who took the Trojans 13-0 coaching-wise, Rod York, in his 5th year with the program. So congratulations to those 2 coaches, Rod York and Keala Watson. Overall, this was a heck of a year for prep football.
Yeah, and I want to go back to Keala Watson for a second, because that's not an easy choice. Yeah. But, you know, the top of the OIA in Division II was solid when you add in Radford, you add in Pearl City, and to go the route that they did. Yeah, their season ended a little bit short, and I thought before the states began, I thought the winner of the OIA Division II would have a really good shot to get to that championship game. Didn't happen that way, but the way that offense worked, I think it's a great choice for Keala Watson. And again, you can't argue with Rod York. When you take that offense and you turn it that way, defense does its job, you win a championship. That's an easy choice there.
Without a doubt. Here, the black and the white squad were all tied at 14. The white, 26 plays, 183 total yards. The black team, 39 plays, 115 total yards. It really took a while for each of these 2 squads to get warmed up, but when they did, we saw some sparks.
Yeah, and you saw basically a few big plays here and there. You saw defenses staying pretty stout here so far. The big plays, really, the 2 biggest plays have come from Donovan Kelly of Hilo High. His 2 touchdowns for the white squad have given them their 14 points. But it's been a game that has not been dominated by offense. It's been a well-balanced game, which you kind of like here in the first 30 minutes. And we'll see what happens in the next 24.
And we say that because they adjusted the time here in this second half, as it is now 12-minute traditional quarters than we're used to seeing.
It's not because of an early bedtime.
No, yeah. Yeah. Although I kind of question whether that has to play into effect here, but we're all tied at 14 here. We got to talk about this facility here on the campus of Kamehameha, Hawaii. You know, all the Kamehameha campuses are beautiful, but there's just something special about this area, about this community. And you have the privilege of calling games on ESPN radio over in Hilo and in Kona. This is a very fun atmosphere, and this is a very good setting to kick off the first Life Senior Bowl.
It's nice because you look out, you know, you don't have seating on the other side. It's basically trees, and you get to look out. You get, you know, nice ends to the day when the sun goes down, and you know, certainly the seating very nice, as that's going to go into the end zone. But you can pack a couple thousand people in here. You know, it's nice and cool at times. You get a little bit of nature, especially with the press box. Get some of the bugs that fly in here. They fly around all over the place. But certainly, it's one of the best places, I think, to call a game. Yeah. But I think as a fan, it's one of the best places to just sit and watch a football game, because whatever seat you have, it's a good seat to watch the game. And I think in other venues, it's tougher to have that.
Yeah, and the people here in this community, some of the nicest you'll ever meet.
Yeah,
they're so welcoming, and we are privileged to broadcast this for you here on ScoringLive.com. Black team have the ball to start us off in the second half. Kavika Kiama Jacoby bobbled it. It's on the ground. He hops on it. It's a smart move from Moanalua Menehune Sr. He'll lose 5, however. And it'll bring up a second down and 15 situation.
You didn't mention it earlier, because I know the ScoringLive.com crew is a very humble crew, but we should say this. I mean, this is your first broadcast on the neighbor island, so
that is right.
It's great to have you guys here for a great game so far and a great exposure all over the place. So happy to have you guys here.
We got to partake in some of the local eateries here on the Big Island.
Of course you would.
They're unbelievable. Some Cafe 100. We went to Blaine's, and I think the debate is still going on where dinner will be.
They're all smart choices.
Yeah, exactly. Kiama Jacoby. And he gets speared. He'll gain 5. He'll take it back to the original line of scrimmage, but Jacoby took a wallop.
And that was Brooks Bethel out of Kapa'a High School. You may not hear that name very often, but that was as textbook as they come. Arms wrapped around him, brought him right down. Nothing extra about it. A good, solid, clean hit.
And he passes, whispered the play over to Kavika Kiama Jacoby. Guy who played for the Nanakuli Hawks Pop Warner team that went to the National Pop Warner Tournament in Florida at the age of 12. We mentioned the state record, 552 yards versus Farrington. We've had the state passing record broken twice this season. Kainoa Ferreira, the other guy. And the keep by Kiyama Jacoby, and then a late throw. And this is brought in on the far side. Good grab there from Justin Ike. He's seen a lot of targeted passes go to him. He makes this. Should be good enough to move the change at the 31. Kavika Kiyama Jacoby. He threw 13 touchdowns in the final 3 games of the season. He has a tradition over at Moanalua where he cuts his teammates' hair. He'll do like 5 or 6 hairdos and haircuts before a game. And a heck of a passer. What makes him so deadly is that he can throw on the run off his back foot. Quick and shifty. Rolls out. Made a man miss. Jacoby directing traffic. Throwing on the run. It's intercepted. Picked out of the air. Haile Mahoy, the safety.
He did everything right. He got around Nathan Caressa, and then once he backpedaled, that's when you saw things break down. Threw it a little, not necessarily off his back foot, but with no forward momentum, and that ball stayed straight up in the air, and an easy one for Haile Mahoy to pick off.
Mahoy, whose Hanai brother is Mana Silva, the former Rainbow Warriors. Brother Ikaika Mahoy played at the University of Hawaii. Naka taught him to never be satisfied with what you have. Always keep working. He's become one of the leaders defensively for that Hilo team. Now, the white squad takes over at midfield. Draw play. Inside black team territory. There's Cade Britton one more time.
Good for Cade Britton. You mentioned him earlier, not necessarily a first teamer on his own squad there at Punahou. This is one of those opportunities where, I mean, you got a lot of talented guys there. You may not see those reps in gameplay, but you get some late reps here to get some, maybe some late offers, some late opportunities.
That's really the goal for so many of these seniors, just trying to get some exposure as they continue to work their tapes and sending the film out, trying to find the right spot. Kale Kanehailua over the middle, and this is caught. It was almost picked off. Picanso almost had the pick. It just went over his hands. Brought down inside the 30.
Spencer Johnson had to turn his body just a little bit. That ball was behind him, but he made that look so easy as he comes off the field now, but just turned his body a little bit to his left, brought it in, got a few extra yards. Tough catch for him right over the middle.
And some looks from Western New Mexico State.
Should we just shout out everybody in the
Of course, comes from a very proud family over in St. Louis. His grandfather, Herbert Bush, was 6'8". He spent a season pitching for the Cincinnati Reds, or his contract ran out, decided not to renew it. And with 8:44 here to play, we have a man down for the White Squad. The trainers come out to the field and tend to him. David Baldwin's the first one to meet him. It's really not something you would want to see. It doesn't appear to be too serious.
What you like to see, I mean, you see Dave Baldwin going out there. You see Darnell Arsenault going out there. Chad Ike out there. It's a nice touch, and that was Maka Alu who was down in the field. But that's a nice touch to see coaches out there so quickly wanting to make sure that their player's okay.
Maka Alu out of Kapa'a, able to jog to the bench under his own strength. I got to mention some of the offensive linemen here. Makoa Gowan Haile, 5'11", 220-pounder out of Kamehameha Kapalama, also a wrestler. On Samaroff from Honoka'a, Pasi Savea, who's getting some looks. From Oregon as well. Out of Kapolei, Aaron Kokubun of Kamehameha Hawaii, and Drake Kauhea Uli'i out of Waimea. Offensive linemen are so underappreciated.
Yeah.
Unbelievably underappreciated. Particularly in all-star games as well, yeah. Second down. Kale Kanehailua decides to take it off. on the left side. He'll get tripped up. Austin Carvalho Toloai came in to trip him up.
You know who won't get credit for that is Va'a Lotasi Jerome from Radford, because he stayed home. He didn't make the tackle, but he cut off that middle of the field and forced the quarterback out, allowing for the tackle. Maybe not a lot of recognition, but the fundamental work was laid there.
Yeah, and that's what made him one of the leaders for the Rams. Va'a Jerome able to stay patient, stay aggressive, but still trying to get some looks here. Put pen to paper and make it official. High snap. This one gets past Kane Hailua, and he hops on it. He punched it. It's loose on the ground, and it's scooped up. And we're going back the other way. It is Va'a Jerome. No, beg your pardon. Like David Callahan that he tackle. 53 in black out of Waimea. Oh, beg your pardon. It was Jerome initially, yeah. Had it right the first time.
Getting credit for a play this time after just doing the quiet work the play before. But you see the quarterback initially just trying to pick it up. Yeah. The fundamental mistake, just fall on it. The punch didn't work there to try to punch the ball forward. Jerome, nice job going down, grabbing it, and being able to run for as well as he did. Get the black team in good position here inside the 20-yard line.
Jerome's only fumble recovery of the season was returned for a touchdown. He almost had his second one denied. Alton Julius, nicknamed Paneva, takes over and try to take off. But his legs got wrapped up immediately.
And that was Nathan Caressa. I mean, there was a pretty decent hole for him over the middle of that formation, but Caressa quickly got down, got around the bottom of the legs, wrapped him up quickly.
7 minutes here to go. All tied at 14. Ball's placed at around the 17-yard line. Keenan Lewis will line up to the right of Paneva Julius. It'll be Lewis Ferris, the lone receiver, to the bottom. Up the middle. Spitting and winning. Touchdown. How about the job from Keenan Lewis?
Good seam for him off the right side. Really got hit initially inside the 10-yard line, but spun his way off of that. Big score. Defense setting up offense, which is kind of nice to see in this Life Champion Senior Bowl. And the black team taking a little momentum here.
And Trifanovic trying to count all the players to see if there is 11, as number 11 tries to tack on the extra point. And Trifanovic, pure. So after a Kiama Jacoby interception, and then a fumble by Kane Hailua, the return by Jerome, it's Lewis to punch it into the end zone. And the black team on top by a touchdown, 21-14, the 2014 Life Champion Senior Bowl on ScoringLive.com.
Scoring Live is your source for Hawaii high school athletics, bringing you all the action from the OIA, ILH, BIIF, KIF, and the MIL, with constantly updated scores, impacting photos, video highlights, game recaps, player features, and so much more. If you're looking for the best in high school sports, log on to ScoringLive.com. Scoring Live, your source for Hawaii high school athletics.
6:31 to play here in the third. Felipe Ohastro along with Josh Pacheco. Bring you back to Paea Stadium here on the campus of Kamehameha, Hawaii.
Is where you can watch the game live. Like your friends and
A
family.
rushing touchdown here from Keenan Lewis. The team in the black gives them the lead, 21-14, and the white team will have this one at the 20. Saw some slight chippiness after the end of that punt return on the far side, but everything seems to cool down, and the white squad comes back onto the field. We got to talk to some of these coaches. Joe Schmitz, Jim Monaco have limited connections and ties to Hawaii, but throughout this week they've fallen in love with the culture and the people and the food, not to mention, and it's been a fun experience for the coaches as well as much as it has been the players.
Yeah, we were talking with Jim Monaco earlier, and one of the things he talked about was that he had to make sure that they got the trip to the other side of the island to check out the Kona side where the weather's better, and got a little sightseeing in outside of just the football that everybody's so focused on here.
And Jim Monaco actually had an auntie that lived in Hanapepe, in Dorothy Monaco, as Shane Davis leans forward for about 5.
Jim's an intense guy. We got to talk to him. You talked to him earlier in the week. We got to talk to him on the field. Very intense, very passionate, but you can also tell when you talk to him, you get that personal touch with him, using some of the things he's experienced in his life, using that to work with these student athletes. It's no wonder why he's had such success where he is.
Yeah, Monaco out of Pima Community College in his 7th year there. They swing to the near side, and here is Destin Moss. Destin Moss able to make the catch. The Kaiser Cougar, who had 2 100-yard receiving games this season, got for 177 against Kahuku in that 20-19 Cougar win.
8 touchdowns on the year. OIA Red all first team as a wide receiver.
Moss is another guy. He looks like he's been chiseled out of stone when you get to look at him up front. I mentioned 5'11", $165. This guy's got strength and speed and the entire package. 5:43 to play. And Micah Kanehailua goes to the far side. Spinning away from a tackle, still in bounds, and then finally pushed out. It's Destin Moss again. Moss to midfield at the 50, and good enough for the first down.
You've said a lot of nice things about Destin Moss. Let's just add one more thing to talk about. Balance. That was pretty balanced on the far side of the field. Take a hit left side of your body, that's okay. Just kind of pirouette around, keep one foot down solid, get some extra yards. Nicely done.
And he has been an important cog in this Kaiser offense this past season. When Fito Fisiahi graduated and Thomas Leong graduated, people wondered where were the points and the yards going to come. It came in the form of Moss and a young running back by the name of Jensen McDaniel. This is ruled incomplete after it slipped right through the hands of Kelly. And it'll be marked 2nd down. I'll tell you what, when Kaiser had that upset against Kahuku, that really sent shockwaves throughout the entire Hawaii prep football world. But 7 turnovers isn't going to win you a game, which is what Kahuku had.
Of course, Kaiser moved up to Division I this past year after winning in Division II, and all the talk around that program. That was so big on a number of different levels. Maybe that was the fire under Kahuku too, right after that loss.
Another swing out. It's going to be for a loss, maybe about 3. After Kelly hauled it in.
That play in a nutshell is one of the drawbacks, I think, to Kelly when he's got the ball, because sometimes he does want to do too much. I mean, you lose 7 on that play, where he is not afraid to go backwards and try to make plays out of really nothing. And saw a lot of that over the course of this year, and he's capable of breaking it out. He's also capable of the big loss, too.
3rd down and long. First down available at the black team 40-yard line. Micah Kanehailua got away from the pressure. Goes to the far side, stayed in bound, and then stepped out. Got away from Levi Richards, the linebacker.
They're going to say he stepped out, though, at the 45.
About 5 yards shy, bring a 4th down and 5 with 4:30 to play. On this white squad, we have 6 Vikings on this team. 6 Vikings from Hilo, 4 Kaiser Cougars.
And of course, Big Mahalo to
We have 3 Punho Buff and Blue, and Kamehameha Maui Warriors,
Rare Cliff University,
and Kapa'a as well.
and Jim Monaco from
You've got to add, well, we'll mention it after this play, but you've got to add a 7th Viking who doesn't necessarily go
that's
to
right,
Hilo
yeah.
High. In Kui Mortensen, who goes to Navahi, but is able to play for Hilo.
Hey, go charge timeout. Offense.
And a timeout call
Also,
here
thank our high school coaches
by
that
the
are
white
helping us,
division.
this week. Reggie
Squad.
from Punahou, Vinny, Casas from
Been a cool experience for us as well, prepping for the game, getting to meet these players throughout this season. There's been so many storylines throughout the year. You and I got to follow it very closely, very privileged to do that. What are some of the big headlines when you look back at this 2014 season that stick out
So
in
tough.
your mind?
Oh,
there are a
man.
lot of them.
I know. Obviously, in Division One, everybody expected the Mililani Punahou. I think that was one of the big ones there. I think we talked about it earlier, how wide open Division Two was. And, you know, Iolani with what it's capable of putting together. Lahaina Luna, who I believe for a good chunk of the regular season was the best Division Two team in the country. Not country, excuse me, the state. You know, here in the Big Island in Kamehameha, Hawaii, you had you know, Kona Waina, you had HPA kind of going at it. And while, I mean, you had so many teams kind of involved in that picture in Division 2. Maybe that was the one that stood out for me because I thought Division 2 was a lot more competitive in many spots than Division 1 was, and it was kind of nice to see.
Amen, brother. 4:31 to play. Kanehailoa, what an arm, throwing downfield, Destin Moss. Touchdown. Whoa. He threw that on a rope, and Moss brought it in, scored.
Moss, there was nobody near him. There's nobody near him right in the middle of the field. That's an easy pass for Kanehailua to make when you've got a guy that wide open, and that's a reward. I mean, Moss was a workhorse on this drive. That's his 6th catch of the game already. He had that pirouette to get more yardage on the far side of the field, deserving for him to get that touchdown.
Looked like Kelly might have taken a shot as the trainers are tending to him, and Kelly kind of holding on to his ribs as he walks towards the sideline.
It's actually Preston Kalai.
Oh, Preston Kalai, excuse me, yeah, that's right.
This is definitely an up-and-up game here.
7 in black, not 7 in white, beg your pardon. And off the bench came Kevin Toubon to replace him on the edge, but this kick is up. And it's right down the middle. 4:22 to play here in the third. Tied at 14 at the break. After the first 7 minutes and 38 seconds. Tied, 21-21. Got more coming your way here on ScoringLive.com.
Here at Hawaii USA, our Life Matters loan has been helping our members make memories that really matter. Like making their wedding dreams come true. Taking a well-deserved girls-only trip to Vegas! Or paying for medical expenses, like braces. Apply now because it's all possible with a low rate from Hawaii USA Federal Credit Union. Hawaii USA, where life matters.
4:22 to play here in the third, tied at 21 between the white team and the black team in this 2014 Life Champion Senior Bowl. Tell you what, this is a pretty solid way to kick off an inaugural bowl, something that you're trying to build, something you're trying to get more students involved in. As word gets around over these next few years, this thing could really take off. And congratulations to the Hawaii Football Club putting on a unbelievable event thus far.
Ran earlier today, so congratulations to those players.
This one taken on the far side, trying to get free, but it'll be knocked down just shy of the 30-yard line.
I think that is one of the bigger challenges. I mean, for an event like this being held on a neighbor island, obviously, one, it's going to be finances, it's going to be money, it's going to be trying to keep something where you can get neighbor island kids from across the state. You want to be able to keep that going. That's going to be one of the toughest things, but you can't argue with the venue, you can't argue with the resources around. And I think for as competitive of a game and as fun of a game as we have had so far, I think word won't be hard to get out about how good this has been so far. That, I mean, one of the PA announcer guys said earlier, talking about a second. I think after this game so far, the way we've seen it, I don't see why we couldn't see a second here next year.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I want to thank Reed Takahashi again.
Pule expecting about 140, 150. In terms of athletes participating in this one next season, they swing it up. And a penalty marker is down as Cameron Henry tries to take it down the field. Jordan Ta'amu, who has 2 of the 3 touchdowns here for the Black Squad, is in at the quarterback position.
Also ScoringLive.com.
They try to work out the penalty here.
Not only covering the game, but also photos as well.
This is the referee who threw that flag, so unless he's trying to figure out if this is going to be against the white team, they just need to figure out how they were essentially going to mark this one off. The way this is being marked off, it looks like it's a personal foul penalty. What kind, I guess we'll find out.
No official word has been given yet, and now here it comes.
During the play, we have an illegal blitz on the defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Welcome to a game like this where an illegal blitz can draw a 15-yard penalty.
And move it down the field.
And the rule, as you talked about, is no stunts, and you can only rush 5 or less.
And here is a handoff for Keenan Lewis, who had the last touchdown, and he'll get knocked down in the backfield. Tamu slipped on the handoff, seems to be okay. Mentioned some of the storylines. Of course, Mililani going 13-0. That seems to be the easy one. Their first state championship in school history. I'm going to go with the emergence of a young quarterback by the name of Tua Tagovailoa over in St. Louis. This guy has been turning some heads. He has been built up really as the future. People are already making comparisons with Marcus Mariota. He's working with arguably the best quarterback coach in the country in Vinny Pastis. It's going to be scary to see, especially with Drew Kobayashi expected to come back as well, and some vital pieces on defense becoming eligible. Interesting to see how that plays out. Floating ball and a catch. Tomo got hit as he's thrown, as Chase Newton went up top and hauled it in.
I think it was Zeno Choi that actually got that hit, just leveled him as that ball got off there. Everybody kind of froze at that point, but you're right, Newton got up there, was the one guy still on top of the play, was able to bring it in.
All the way down to the 15-yard line. And the black team knocking on the door again. Ta'amu throwing. This is caught and getting tripped up. It was Lewis Harris.
I want to go back to what you were talking about with Tagovailoa because, yeah, that was such a big story, but how quickly that became a story as Preston Dubois down, how quickly he rose up in that position, I think is the most impressive part to me. And, you mentioned working with Vinny Pastis, which I think is important. There's no reason for me to think that this won't be a bigger story going next year. I mean, the pedigree is there. I think the hunger is there, the way he played, and what he's got around him is there as well.
He's on pace to throw about 99 touchdowns by the time his senior year is through. He's already gotten offers from University of Hawaii as well, so this will be interesting to see how it'll play out in the young sophomore's career. 2:35 to play, all squared at 21. Lewis the setback. They're on the option. Ta'amu keeps it. Ta'amu up the middle, and Ta'amu going to be stopped shy. Just shy.
First down for Jordan.
This has been Ta'amu's day, by the way. 2 rushing touchdowns already. This is kind of where they like to utilize his legs in the goal line situation.
And Ta'amu remains in. We'll have Newton and Grant Sharoma to the left. And now you can tack on Cameron Henry. He's the second receiver from the top. Ta'amu wants to throw, end zone, threw it behind the receiver, incomplete.
Crowded area there.
Yeah, it looked like Sharoma was one of the guys in there. Also, Henry wasn't that far away from him as well.
Yeah, very busy area. Chase Newton, I think, was in the area. He had at least 4 different white shirts. And not only that, but you also had pressure coming off the left side of the line where he didn't get hit, did Ta'amu. He didn't get hit hard. He did take a little bit of a smack as he got that one free. But that's a tough window to fit it in with time running out.
Second and goal inside the 1. Harris, the lone receiver to the right. Keep Ta'amu. Trying to plow his way in, and he is stopped shy again.
That was Drake Kaohelauli'i from Waimea, who does get away with kind of the shoulder hit instead of the actual tackle. Kind of lucky that he didn't fall a little more forward into the end zone. But that hit really knocked him off his feet quickly.
And the crowd is getting loud because it's the heavy package now with Roman Salanoa, Pena Fatisi Manu, and Salanoa Alo Wiley come into the backfield. It's a Kahuku team that travels well. When you become part of that Kahuku community, you'll have fans and followers and tremendous support. And now a timeout called by the Black Squad.
Making the Kahuku fans below us wait a little bit.
Yeah. There are a lot of players on these teams with a lot of different personalities. One of them, Tristan Ludiazo out of Campbell. And talking to these players, he has been the unanimous vote as the jokester of the bunch. He's been dancing since he got off the plane all the way through this championship game and all-star game. And he has been fun to watch for the Sabres. And here's a guy who started his wrestling career at a young age, wanted to go on the USA team, and then ankle injuries stopped that progression, but it didn't stop him from pursuing his football dream. Pushed Mack trucks with his father to just train and get ready and conditioned well, and he's become one of the solid pass rushers in the OIA.
Pushing Mack trucks is not easy. I've worked around those. Those are not easy to push. That's desire, that's skill to want to be better. Certainly has that. And hey, everybody loves the jokester. We know that in high school. Yep. Everybody loves that guy because, you know, it kind of cuts through the monotony sometimes. Yep. It cuts through the dullness of some things. Perfect guy to have on a team.
Guy who got an offer from Pima Community College this past week. Ta'amu with Wiley behind him. And Salanoa, or rather Fatisi Manu and Roman Salanoa, the fullback. Ta'amu again calls his own number and got in for the touchdown. His 3rd score tonight.
At the end of the day, it's really simple and it's really basic because it's worked 3 times, as you've mentioned. Get the heavy blockers in front of you, let them set the path, and finish. And it may not have been the cleanest path. He had to kind of dive forward with a little bit of traffic, did kind of stumble his way in, but it has worked almost every single time. That's allowed the black team to get ahead once again.
And Trivanovic, who has had a busy night, trying to make it a 7-point lead. No pressure and no problem for Trivanovic. 59 seconds to play. The black team on top, 28-21. Take a timeout, come back with more here at ScoringLive.com.
Here at Hawaii USA, our Life Matters loan has been helping our members make memories that really matter. Like making their wedding dreams come true. Taking a well-deserved girls-only trip to Vegas! Or paying for medical expenses, like braces. Cheese. Apply now because it's all possible with a low rate from Hawaii USA Federal Credit Union. Hawaii USA, where life matters.
Well, Jordan Ta'amu, number 5 in black, he's had a busy night. 3 rushing touchdowns, all of them from a yard out. Heading into tonight, he only had 3 rushing touchdowns for his entire career at Pearl City, and he has matched that tonight, and he has been the go-to guy. and operating pretty well here.
I think we've got, I don't know if they have a most outstanding player award at the end of the game. I think we've got a battle now. Jordan Ta'amu, Donovan Kelly, both outstanding nights offensively.
As you mentioned, that the PIAA will award an overall MVP. This one is returned from just inside the 10. Spinning away like it was Alohi Gilman who tried to break free. And Spikes will try and take it just shy of the 30-yard line. So awards will be handed up by the end of tonight. PIAA overall MVP will have an offensive and defensive player award. These are overall awards. The Sean Lauvau Offensive Player of the Year award, the Tyson Alualu Defensive Player of the Year award. And then for each team, they'll award a skills, a bigs, and an inspirational title to each of these two. And then on top of that, another big, strictly for defensive linemen and linebackers, and a big man, the fastest big man award as well, because we have the combines going on, get the training on, so there's a lot of hard work to be handed out before this night is over.
Coming up, we're talking about another program, another youth program that's going to be starting in the spring.
Half minute here to go, 28-21. It's tied 14 all at the break.
So we're not talking like, WWE wrestling. No, we're talking about high school wrestling. If you're a wrestler,
20 seconds to go on a running clock.
Halo Youth Services is going to have a program coming up in the spring. Be on the lookout for that.
Here's Kale Kanehailua.
Wrestling program starting up in the spring.
Pressure came,
Very similar.
and then he gets chased out of bounds as Austin Carvalho Tolowai was harassing him, and will escort him to the sideline.
One thing that's kind of, I don't want to say gone away because it really hasn't, but the first half was a lot of good defense. And that defense hasn't necessarily gone. It's just we've had some better offensive moments here in that third quarter. But that play, as you mentioned, by Carvalho Tolowai, a good play, staying home, forcing the quarterback out of bounds. Makes it an interesting third down here, about 3rd and 5 or so.
4 seconds to play, and all likely the final play of the period. Tsubasa Brennan swung out to the top. Kanehailua will have Spikes to his right. Kanehailua drops it down at Spikes. And Spikes spun down around the 45-yard line. Good job by Dutch Clayball. Cornerback from Damien to make the stop and end the third quarter. Got a good one here on the Big Island. Fourth and final quarter coming up when you return. It's 28-21. Hang tight. You're watching the 2014 Life Champion Senior Bowl of ScoringLive.com.
Open your eyes, take a deep breath, and seize today. Free of worry and uncertainty, knowing you're covered in all 50 states. Confident you can choose what's best for you. Protected by Hawaii's leading health plan, because we're behind you for whatever lies ahead. HMSA, live here, live healthy, live fearless.
With over 37 years of experience, Kuroda Auto Body in Waipio Gentry offers the best in technology and collision repair. Here at Kuroda Auto Body, we believe in the value of hard work and teamwork to ensure our customers leave with the satisfaction of a job well done. We wish the very best to all of the participating athletes across the state of Hawaii. Dream big and reach for the top. Kuroda Auto Body, where only the very best will do.
Start of the fourth here on the campus of Kamehameha, Hawaii, along with Josh Pacheco and our entire Scoring Live crew. Felipe Hostro, great to have you with us here on this Saturday night. White team with the ball, down 7. Kale Kanehailua. And they'll hand it off to the near side. And Spikes able to push him out of bounds. Spike's a 4-year varsity player. His brothers Dylan, Chen, and Nui all played football for Hilo. Nui actually plays for the AFL All-Star League. Actually wears number 4 in honor of his grandfather, George Kella, who fought cancer for 4 years, bone marrow cancer. So he wore number 4 throughout this 2014 season for the Vikings. Senior was getting some early looks from Arizona State. Takes it to the 49-yard line. Pressure coming by Wiley as Kanehailua throws. This is caught. Looks like it's the other Red Raider, I believe it was Gilman, to make the grab. I beg your pardon, number 15, Dustin Moss.
That was timed perfectly because he had pressure coming off the right side. Nicely done. Good timing. Moss is open. First down.
Now Gilman comes off the bench and checks in. It's been a very calm, very cool night here on the Big Island. As we mentioned, we saw some showers earlier. Right now, the Shmoney squad. Again, a name not determined by us, but by the players, the team in white, the Shmoney squad, trying to cash in this opportunity. Spikes pass protects. A pump and throw by Kanehailua up top. This is incomplete to the tight end, Spencer Johnson.
Spencer Johnson paid for being in the area. Keenan Kaluahine Arroyo gave him a shot as that ball was coming over his head, took him right down to the ground. You can see a little bit of adrenaline in Kale Kanehailua with the pump fake and just launched it a bit over the head of Johnson. A little calmer. That ball's right in there.
Like it was a pump and throw from Kanehailua that gave the go-ahead touchdown in the overtime in the OIA Division II championship game. Kanehailua, whose younger brother Kahio plays on the JV team. Team that lost to Radford in the JV championship game this season. Kanehailua bullets one. This one goes off the hands and incomplete. Standing there was Donovan Kelly, but it was deflected, and he got knocked down to the ground.
Keone Taylor was the one that hit him. Can you tell that this is not your normal goodwill game? This is, this is a 7-point game, and every team wants to win, and you can see Team Black, they are the Koki Frog squad. They are, you know what, bent on making sure that offense gets the ball back and has an opportunity to get a tie at least here, because they are putting some shots on this offense.
We have a couple quarterbacks warming up for the Black squad, Julius and Kiama Jacoby, but it's 3rd and 10 for Kanehailua, who throws, and this is almost intercepted, incomplete.
A little wobbly out of the hands there. And Ofa Fahiua, Defensive Player of the Year in the BIF, had an opportunity on that underthrown ball. You mentioned a couple of quarterbacks warming up. Malik Haynes is actually being looked at on the field here on the Black squad. He's actually working with a trainer right now. So there's a Kahuku player that hoping to get back in the game.
A Kahuku player getting looked at by his former coach.
One thing to note too, credit the defense of the Koki Frogs squad, but also just one rushing first down from the white team so far in this game. And we've seen a lot of passing from that squad too, but you mentioned a guy like Spikes on this squad. They've got some good running backs of their own, and this defense has pretty much kept them quiet.
We mentioned the storylines earlier on in the broadcast. We'd be remiss if we didn't mention how well Hilo did this year. 10-0, wins the BIIF. And the Vikings, Dave Bowen, Sione Tuikaho, and Ofa Fahiua done a tremendous job this season. In fact, really gave it to Kahuku in that first half, led 10-0.
Yeah, there are a lot of people on this island who were amazed by that. And a lot of this island, didn't matter what side you were from, they were rooting for Hilo High in that game and were impressed with what they were able to do.
Floating it up top. And this is incomplete. Again, intended for Donovan Kelly. Oh, beg your pardon. Now he slid down to meet the grab. Excuse me.
That was tough. That was a tough play.
That was real close.
In on his side, kind of rolling on his back, but did kind of protected against the chest as he brought in. It was a tough completion, tough mainly on that end, and Kelly brought in. He's had a nice night.
Now the umpire waved it off. The other official looked like he came in and ruled the catch, so he marks it down at the 20-yard line. Keeps the drive alive here for the White. Kanehailoa taking off, and then he slides down kind of awkwardly. Takes a couple of hits just outside the 10. 10:05 to go on a running clock. We're in the fourth as the White tries to tie it up here. This has been one heck of a chess match between these two coaches, both head and coordinators.
We want to thank all of the Kamehameha School's athletic trainers for helping us all this week.
Put Kelly Colio for this receiver up top. That side with Destin Moss.
As part of our Kamehameha School's athletic
Spikes pass protects. They throw the fade for Kelly Colio, and this is incomplete over the top.
Colio's not a guy with a lot of football experience. I mean, he's fairly new to the game, but has gotten some good opportunities with this offense, spreading it out with different wide receivers. And Kelly Colio's, found a niche under Coach Baldwin with the Vikings.
Mentioned there are 6 Viking players on this White team.
Spending many hours.
6 of the best, really.
Wednesday, Thursday, and even last night.
Spikes is one of them. He's lined to the left. Third and short. Kanehailoa, pressure coming. He throws, corner, caught, touchdown. And an extra point away to try and tie the game as the grab made by Alohi Gilman.
It looked kind of easy when Gilman hauled it in because he turned around. The defender was frozen. He turned around, kind of like in basketball. You get good position. You box somebody out there in that far corner. Gilman had that done. Ball was right there between the numbers for him to haul in, get the score. And as you said, we could have a tie ball game here in a second.
And Gilman only had 1 receiving touchdown this season for the Red Raiders. Has one tonight, and it comes at the 9:21 mark. And there's a bobble snap. There's no pressure on the extra point. This one is banged through by Romero. It's an all-star game. Can't expect anything less. Tied at 28. We'll keep it right here with 9:21 to play here in the fourth. I've never seen anything before. Wow.
No. Which is funny because actually earlier in the game we had a blocked field goal that was stopped because they had to do it again so they didn't have to block. So, yeah, we have seen it in this game for sure.
As we mentioned, we have football tonight coming up. We have Holiday Hoops Month as well. So we'll visit all the hot spots around town, give you some of the best preseason tournament games. Let's take a look at our Scoring Live big board. We'll have the Iolani Girls Classic semifinals. That's coming up on December the 12th. And then on Saturday, December the 13th, the ILH Challenge with some real good matchups. Farrington and Punahou. That'll be the one to watch there. And the ILH Boys Classic will give you, or rather the Iolani Boys Classic, as we'll give you the semifinals, the slam dunk competition, the third and championship games.
The slam dunk competition is always one of the best parts.
Yeah. Without a doubt. You take a look at guys that have come through that tournament. Kevin Durant, Quinn Cook from Oak Hill. Oak Hill back into the Boys Classic tournament. And the Black Squad will have it back at the 20-yard line. 9:21 to play here, all tied at 28.
Another methodical drive there that led to the score. And the catch there by Gilman, 12th place, 73 yards, 3:32 off the clock.
It's been like a boxing match. We've seen some jabs, we've seen some uppercuts, and the black team has avoided and answered any kind of threat that the white has delivered. They'll fake the handoff, and then they'll swing out to the far side. And this is caught again by Ike.
The fourth time Justin Ike picks up a catch, and as you said, they faked that handoff. It was a nice play action. A lot of people crunched in right there in the middle of that line. Ike with some good running room to get the first down.
And the quarterback is Kavika Kiyama-Jacoby.
No, they couldn't have just left it as the Aztec Koki Frogs. They had to put the bag in there.
Well, something that's made Kavika Kiyama-Jacoby so special is his ability to spin away from pass rushers and throw on the run, something he picked up from former Mililani quarterback Trent McKinney and former Waianae quarterback Pule Tua Wilson. And we have moving up front.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense. 5-yard penalty, replay the down.
And Nathan Caressa was basically let off the hook there because it looked for a little while like he was a little excited moving early, but he was forced forward, so penalty goes against the offense.
9 minutes and a second left here to go. They'll bring up another first down. Walapaki Iaya now checks in as Jacoby gets the call.
Up and up for our first annual inaugural Senior Bowl here. Unbelievable.
Oh, he's such a small state. So many of these players related to each other. They'll play in the Pop Warner ranks. And they've built some strong friendships between their own teams and some other teams throughout this last week. This rush goes for about 4 yards. They'll bring up second down and about 11. Depending on the spot here with the 8:20 mark.
I think we've seen as we've gone through the second half, we've seen these rotations at different positions kind of trimmed down a little bit. You know, with Team White, we've seen a lot more of Kale Kanehailua here in the second half. Obviously, you mentioned Kiyama-Jacoby in the game, but we've seen a lot of Ta'amu as well. So I think we've kind of seen things kind of trimmed down, and that's partially because we've got a game. And as these coaches both say, they didn't come here to lose in an all-star goodwill game. They came here to win, and they will get the guys on the field that they want to do that here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Jim Monaco emphatically said he came here to win. Here's Kiyama-Jacoby. And Kiyama-Jacoby showing off the legs. They'll take it past the 40-yard line. A crowd that has, for the most part, remained calm and quiet and lulled, anticipating what's happening next. But then one quick play or one flash of brilliance, this crowd will roar and it'll get loud.
Yeah, the big plays have been kind of spaced out a little bit. But certainly as this thing gets closer, I think it's tough too because, you know, it is a mixed team on each side, so you don't really have that home team advantage, if you will. So it's tougher for a crowd to get going in a game like this. But they will. They'll appreciate good play.
And Kiyama-Jacoby, even he was looking for a flag. He didn't get it. He was like, come on. And Darna Arsenault screaming at the official on the far side, one of the linesmen. High snap, maybe some athletic justice here. On the ground, Jacoby with it. And brought down. Jacoby got smashed on that far side. Like Haile Mahoy and Zeno Choi came in to make the tag team tackle.
He was kind of hemmed in there along that sideline. He just kind of stood there. And I don't know if he was looking to kind of find some way, somehow to throw that football, but he ran way out of time with that bad snap.
I was corrected. The Chain Gang. Thank you, Chain Gang.
It was 7 minutes here to go.
Such a great job.
This white team riding a little bit of momentum here. As Kuilu and Mortensen and Alohi Gilman get ready to return the punt from Trifanovich. Trifanovich got it. Sidewinder punt. This one goes to Mortensen, who decides to pick it up at the 44. Stayed on his feet, spun away, and then just crawled his way and bought 3 more yards.
That was Alohi Gilman who gets up and has a nice little slap of the helmet toward Tristan Ludiazo from Campbell. I mean, he was almost tumbled over there at midfield with no way of getting any more yardage, and somehow just kind of dragged forward. He got a couple more.
Gilman, as we mentioned, an all-Hawaii Division I selection. Check out the list on our website, ScoringLive.com.
The honorable mention list you guys have there on the website, too, at Scoring Live. I mean, there are so many names. Yeah. You can't really leave any out. So you got to check out the honorable mention list to see a lot of guys who are very close to making that all-Hawaii cut.
As Cade Britton leans it to the 45-yard line. And really, this year, there's been so many important pieces to so many teams and how they operate. It's hard not to leave guys off that list. Just past the halfway point here of the fourth. And sometimes you'll see like a lot of honorable mentions, and they'll have like 30 guys on it. And by all means, it's not blue ribboning athletes at all.
Right.
These are guys that have earned their spot. So, second down, it's another swing out into the flats. And another gang tackle there. Keenan Kaluahina Arroyo helps lead the charge. Now a flag is thrown.
Yeah,
We're going to get a late hit.
Donovan Kelly was taken out. I don't think it's going to be a late hit, though. It's going to be on Roman Salanoa because of the way he took down Donovan Kelly after the play. Kelly was dancing around and dancing around, trying to get any way he can to get an extra inch offensively, and he was just kind of speared down to the ground there at the very end. And they're going to bring Salanoa off the field, but I got to imagine that that's what that penalty is going to be for.
Dead ball, personal foul on the defense. 15-yard penalty. First off.
And there it is.
And there's so much gamesmanship. I mean, you feel like you're not watching an all-star game at times. It feels like you're actually watching, two teams that are kind of slowly becoming rivals. It's because of how close this is and how much each of these guys want to walk away with a W in what is going to be likely their final game. They don't want to leave here anything less than that.
Sponsoring our first annual event here.
I would never think that the Shmoney squad and the Aztec Koki Frog Banks would be a gigantic rivalry game that we're building here.
This is like a rivalry that you'd have in Madden online play.
Yeah. These are like screen names that you would find on Xbox Live. 5 minutes to go.
Along with Jumbo Manapua 12.
28-28. Here's a handoff, and the defense comes and swarms him.
Tristan Ludiazo in there, Salanoa Wiley also in there. The little double fist pump in on that play. Especially this black team defense, and we've seen it from the third quarter on. You're seeing a little extra intensity, a little extra emotion when they have been in on each play. They've done a solid job, and you feel like that's the defense right now that's playing like it wants it a little bit more.
Cade Britton got blown up and stopped immediately. He's a single setback again. Now here's Micah Kanehailua. Pressure coming. He's running away. He's throwing. It is caught. Trying to stay in bounds and finally gets taken down after a hit from Levi Richards. It's Destin Moss able to make the catch.
What actually helped Moss there, and a good job coming back to the ball, but as he turned toward the sideline, the ball actually fell out of his hands as he was going out of bounds. That allowed him to recover and get a few more yards. Otherwise, he would have had, it probably would have been a 3rd and 5 instead of what we've got now, a 3rd and 3.
We'll put the tight end Spencer Johnson into this lineup. 3:54 to play.
Gotta imagine here if you're the fans, you see Micah Kanehailua there on the field. And if he can engineer a touchdown on this drive, that should get this place to erupt with what they've seen from him in his career at Kamehameha, Hawaii.
Spencer Johnson was in the slot. They throw that way for Johnson. It's intercepted. Austin Carvalho Toloai took it away. Toloai still on his feet. And down the sideline. Had a blocker in front of him. And Toloai knocked down.
Cade Britton was the one that saved the touchdown. But you saw, that's really a play where, for Micah Kanehailua, against other teams in the BIF, you're lobbing that one over the middle. You're getting that by the defense. That's going to sink in. Here, throw it off of his back foot, throw to underneath, and underthrown completely. An easy one to pick off, and a big game changer here with 3:36 remaining.
And a 71-yard return here for Toloai. Like they try to Gronk it up with Spencer Johnson, the tight end, lined him up in the slot. That ball just got past him, and now Pana-Eva Julius steps back on. Keenan Lewis to the right. They give it for Lewis, and Lewis able to just try and weave his way through, trying to tunnel it in. Takes it inside the 20.
It's time of the game where, based on field position, yeah, there's 3:20 left, but you can still stay with the ground game. You can try to shove it down this defense, work the clock, knowing field position's on your side. This is where we truly get into coaching mode now. And you know, you're Jim Monaco. This is where you feel like you're at your best.
Yeah.
Where you can manage a game now and not worry so much about, okay, let's just get this goodwill game going now. Okay, now I'm in position to win. Let's do what it takes to finish it off.
Second down. Hand off again. Lewis almost lost the football. It's on the ground. And the White have it. Saitui Moiai, the linebacker, comes up with the fumble recovery.
That's as Lewis was kind of spinning a little bit, coming off the middle of the line. Ball got punched out, and you could see immediately the White team knew they had the football as this game changes again, as defenses now are stepping up here late.
So back-to-back turnovers from each of these two squads. 2:41 to play. So the drama builds here on the Big Island. There's Kali Kanehailua. He'll hand it off for Shane Davis. And Davis will try and lean forward 4 yards. Davis, who led the team in rushing and receiving this season for Kapa'a. Finished the season off with 3 straight 100-yard rushing games. So many guys who played against him say, he's got good speed, he's real shifty, but something that seems to be a little underappreciated is this guy is a strong dude. At 5'6", $165. 2:05 to go. Shane Davis again. Kanehailua pumps, and he throws over the middle. It's incomplete. It was intended for Destin Moss, and Moss is on the ground, grabbing his arm.
Yeah, Moss got hit as he was trying to go up there. The ball was a bit out of his reach, kind of spun to the side, and that's why he's holding his arm. I think it was actually Colton Cabatis who had hit him, and tough play on a ball that was thrown a bit off the mark, and he's up right away.
Good to see that he's okay. David Baldwin talking to him as well. So he'll take a seat on the bench. Now it brings up a 3rd and about 9. First down available just past the 25-yard line with this White Division team. This game has been neck and neck the entire way.
It's been everything. We've seen nearly everything in this game. I mean, I almost wish these were 15-minute quarters here in the third and the fourth. I think we'd get even a lot more.
Third down.
Also, a few scholarship awards to be given out.
Kane Hailua, he is going deep. This is incomplete. Trying to hook up with Gilman on the far side. And we'll bring a fourth down. The punting unit comes back onto the field for the squad.
That's the beauty of it now, because now you've got special teams coming into play with 105 seconds left. Every facet counts in a game like this.
They said it's going to be freezing.
Ta'amu, 3 rushing touchdowns for the team in black. He was taking some reps on the sideline. Points of your Jim Monaco. So you have to ride your horse to the end. He's the one that got you here. Ta'amu could be the one ready to go after this punt. Good punt. This one takes Harris back, and then he decides to get away from it. And it heads to the sidelines just past the 40-yard line. So with 96 seconds to go, all tied at 28.
This is good field position, and if we do see Ta'amu back on the field, which I would imagine we might, kind of curious to see what they decide to do.
And there's Ta'amu.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you can engineer a drive here that ends the game, potentially, in his favor, I think there would be your overall MVP, your PIA MVP, because I think it's his right now to win based on this drive.
I believe this is a Division I scholarship, and they are looking for players.
Ta'amu has an offer from Sterling College over in Kansas. Already has one to Pima Community College. Trying to get some more offers. He'll swing it out. And this is right through the hands of Cameron Henry.
One of the few mistakes Cameron's made tonight. Cameron has been a constant target. 4 catches tonight, but that's one with running room ahead of him. That's one he's going to think about for the next couple of weeks.
He's wearing gloves, too. He's wearing gloves, too. That's always been one of my pet peeves. If you're wearing the gloves and catch a pass like that. That one just slipped right through his hands, however. $1:31 to go. Iaya and Shiroma. The 2 to the bottom. And Ta'amu had that one batted at the line. It's incomplete.
A little frustration there after the play, too. So one of the offensive linemen, Aaron Kapihe, a little frustrated with one of the defensive linemen after the play. You can see that pressure coming from the right side. Just got the hand on the ball to knock it up in the air.
Now it's the 3rd and 10. 1:25 to play. Jordan Ta'amu, all his rushing touchdowns for 1 yard.
Number 5. Let's see if he can make it happen. 3rd down.
3rd and 10 for Ta'amu. Ta'amu throws. This is caught for Chase Newton. And Newton is knocked down. Good enough for the first down as he takes it around the 46-yard line.
There's a name we haven't talked about, Makoa Faliki Tonga Lukela, the quarterback for Lahaina Luna, who plays both ways. They're on the defensive side making the tackle.
Ta'amu trying to go up tempo here. Moving in the pocket. Now he takes off and runs and slides down. 70 seconds to go to the 41-yard line. And Ta'amu driving the bus here. Full control operated. Ta'amu, sideline throw, caught. Newton again. Newton got around and bought 3 more yards to the 28-yard line.
This is impressing me. Newton, we're usually seeing throwing the passes. We're seeing him as a wide receiver exclusively in this game. He's come up with some big catches on good timing plays, coming back to the ball. Big catches, moving the chains there, and working this drive down inside the 30-yard line now.
After the gain of 13, 51 seconds to go. That's what's made Ta'amu so dangerous this year. You talk with head coach Robin Kami, he says his confidence has grown above and beyond what he was expecting this season. Able to understand it well, make the right decisions, make the right reads, and he's had coach's full confidence. Ta'amu throws. This is caught. Ike. And Justin Ike to the 25-yard line. They have a powerful kicker in Alexander Trifanovic. His range is about 40. Field goal from here is about 42. And a timeout from the Black.
Got a full complement of timeouts. It's the first of 3, I believe, in the half. So good time to use it, get regrouped. Clock was going to run there anyway, so good time to stop things and drop the next good play.
So tied at 28, 36 seconds left. Before we go, we want to send a shout out to Pizza Hut, who has been a proud sponsor of our promotions on ScoringLive.com. Of course, every year for football, we do the Pizza Hut DST Challenge. Defensive and special teams. We award defense and special teams through a point system. Touchdowns, defensively worth 6. Safeties are 2. Field goals are 3. Extra points are worth half a point. So you collect all of them up, and we gave a pizza party to the Farrington Governors. 94 points this year. Actually trailed Kahuku 5 heading into the final weekend of the OIA season. And then a couple of fumble recoveries for touchdowns helped seal the deal against Campbell and the competition. So they won a nice Pizza Hut party courtesy of our friends at Pizza Hut.
I bet there are no complaints about that pizza party.
Yeah. I was about to say that you'd be surprised how many pizzas it would take to feed the Farrington Governors.
Start
Exactly.
counting.
Yeah, we had that party about 3 weeks ago.
Was any saved for you?
We were smart enough this year. We bought our own pizza just for our staff. Our boss, Brian Ing, always thinking ahead. I think there were like 12 slices and like 6 of us had 1 slice, so someone had to take home half a pizza. Second down. 36 seconds to go, tied at 28. Black squad trying to win it late with Ta'amu and time. And a shot down the field. It's incomplete in triple coverage. Trying to get it to Grant Shiroma.
That's Feliki Tonga in on the hit. And, we've seen him on both sides of the ball there at Lahaina Luna. This is the part that you don't hear a lot of. Very solid in the secondary. Offensively for him this year was a guy that a lot of people would say, we're going to dare him to throw.
Yep.
And because he was a very good running quarterback. He actually threw for a very nice clip this year and really made, rounding himself out as a passer, made him one of the better quarterbacks and made that team really as dynamic as it was, because you couldn't just let him throw anymore. He was going to beat you any way he could.
A guy who had 14 passing touchdowns and 15 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah.
Third down. Ta'amu swings everyone to the left so he can take it himself. And Ta'amu just steps out of bounds. This is around the 22-yard line. Field goal from here, 39 yards.
Trifanovic is on the field, so I think there's no doubt what they're going to try here with 22 seconds left.
Oh, Trifanovic just casually walks onto the field.
Heads up, if there is a tie at the end of the game,
22 seconds to go.
One possession each at the 25.
So this will be a 39-yard attempt from the left hash.
But there is overtime.
This is arguably the more makeable kicks for Trifanovic from this side of the field. Fans try to get loud. Snap good, hold good. Trifanovic on the way. It is no good.
See a little extra energy on Team White. Guys jumping up and down, raising their arms. It almost felt like it was a victory for them, given, as you talked about, Trifanovic's leg, how that usually is a made kick, but just pulled that one a tad bit wide left, could not really swing that over. Now, 22 seconds are we going to overtime? They were just announcing it to the crowd that there is an overtime here, so we could very well see it.
It's not a bad way to start off an all-star game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or finish an all-star game.
That too, yeah. 22 seconds to go. Year one of what hopefully will be many for the Hawaii Football Club, who has put on this great event. The entire Pule family, who has worked tirelessly to spread their message and build great young men and women in our community. And right now, the white team trying to build a win. And they'll have it at the 20. Now we've seen Romero's leg, their place kicker. His range is around that 35-yard mark. So if that's the case, the ball needs to get to around the 18-yard line on the black side of the field. That's 62 yards away from where we are now. A pump and a throw downfield. It's caught. The job from Kelly. And Kelly steps out with 13 seconds. Just past the 35.
The only thing you could say about that is he needed to get out of bounds sooner. He wasted about 3 seconds on the clock. And you can see the coaches on that side, one was right in front of him basically saying, get out, get out. And, you know, that's late in games. That's an IQ thing. That's a thing that coaches, if you're going to be on the field late in games, you need to know automatically. You get the ball near the sideline and you're down or you're in a position where you can win a game, know what to do immediately.
Subasa Brennan, tallest receiver in this lineup. He's to the bottom. They throw it. This is over the middle. And it's caught. And it's Destin Moss. Moss good enough for the first down. Clock will stop to move the sticks. 7 seconds to go. And right now they're trying to spot the ball, and right now they do at the 46-yard line. Gonna try and spike and preserve some clock. And they almost fumbled the football. Didn't look like...
That didn't look like a spike.
Yeah, it looked like it just a bobble right at the line with 2 seconds to go.
They're going to rule it a spike as they stop the clock with 2 seconds. Unless they spot this differently, because where the official is holding the football is 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
He's going to mark it the end of regulation. And so, we have a game here. Unbelievable. 54 minutes wasn't enough. You don't need overtime to settle the first ever Life Champion Senior Bowl. We'll take a timeout, come back with more. All tied at 28. Overtime when you come back here on ScoringLive.com.
Here at Hawaii USA, our Life Matters loan has been helping our members make memories that really matter. Like making their wedding dreams come true. Taking a well-deserved girls-only trip to Vegas! Or paying for medical expenses, like braces. Cheese. Apply now because it's all possible with a low rate from Hawaii USA Federal Credit Union. Hawaii USA, where life matters.
Open your eyes, take a deep breath, and seize today. Free of worry and uncertainty, knowing you're covered in all 50 states. Confident you can choose what's best for you. Protected by Hawaii's leading health plan, because we're behind you for whatever lies ahead. HMSA, live here, live healthy, live fearless.
Back here at Kamehameha, Hawaii, Felipe Ohastro, Josh Pacheco. You and I, we got overtime partner here. 28-28 between the black and the white squad.
This is what happens when they fly Felipe Ohastro down to do a game. You got to get OT. You got to get the big game feel here, and that's what we've got here.
So this is a game that, as you mentioned, you hit it right on the head. We've seen everything. Not to mention on the field, but we saw 2 15-minute quarters, and then we saw 2 12-minute quarters, and now we have an overtime period, which was announced during the break. That's going to begin at the 25-yard line.
So it's kind of like what you normally have in a high school overtime, except sudden death.
Yeah.
Not the normal one possession, then you have to have the second possession. It's just going to be sudden death. And you know what? I find it interesting because, you know what? Just because you get the ball at the 25-yard line, that has not been a guarantee that you're going to go in and score. So even with a field goal, as we just saw with the missed field goal from Alex Trifanovic. So field position means nothing here because defenses have come to play.
And the exception with this overtime as opposed to the regular high school season overtime is the ball's on the 25 rather than the 20.
That's right.
Which is usually the case during the regular season. So a few little wrinkles here and there. Builds the crescendo as this night goes on. We pass the 10 o'clock hour. Jordan Ta'amu has been tremendous. 3 rushing touchdowns tonight. Unofficially 13 of 22, $173. Kale Kanehailua 11 of 18, 237, 3 touchdowns unofficially. With his cousin Micah, not too shabby either. 12 of 20, 132, a touchdown, and an interception. So what is described as a sudden death overtime. Fans have not left here. And they shouldn't. That's Tamu.
There is only one timeout for each team.
Steps back onto the field. Tamu with Cameron Henry, the lone receiver to the bottom. Draw play, handoff. Lewis got the outside, looking for a block. Lewis got to the pylon. Touchdown. And that's all they needed. A rush from 25 yards out as Lewis dashes to the corner. And now the extra point. Rancheroma will hold. Gilliano Pomeroy came off late on the bench to try and get enough players on the field to anchor the line as Trifanovic's kick is good. And a big sigh of relief from Jim Monaco. How about this game? 35-28 the final. And what was listed as a sudden death overtime, and now the white team will get a shot to respond.
Yeah, they had said sudden death, unless they forgot what sudden death means.
Yeah.
We're going to see the white team get an opportunity here, and they should probably clarify what it means if they score.
Yeah. And, you know, you make a good point here, Josh, because some of the coaches are ready to shake hands.
Yeah. You could see even the white team. There's a bunch of them in a huddle, all the way there on the back of that sideline. It almost seemed like one of those team huddles where you get everybody together and then go shake hands, like you said.
35-28. So a chance here for the white to respond. Quarterback keep, and he's tripped up. Kanehailua may lose a couple here to the 27.
To me, the unsung hero of the second half, I think, has been the aggressiveness of the defense on the black side. Active all over the place, emotional a bit. Got to give them credit for a fantastic second half. They've definitely ramped it up here.
You have 3 Kahuku guys up front. You have Roman Salanoa, Alo Wiley, and Pana Fatisi Manu up there. Now Micah Kanehailua. He'll take the shot and overthrew his receiver, Subasa Brennan.
That's the kind of miscommunication that you can expect in a game like this because Brennan was actually coming in, running his route. And that ball was thrown more closer to the sideline. We expected him to kind of run a straight line. That didn't happen. Now big third down play coming.
35-28. It only took a play for the black squad to take the lead here in this overtime. Spikes the running back. Kanehailua Adananakuli steps back in again. Handoff for Spikes on a 3rd and long. They decide to run with it, and Spikes takes it back to the line of scrimmage. And now you're down to your final play. Or each team with 1 timeout, and Joe Schmitz will use it here. We've had overtime. We've had 63 combined points. We've seen a whole lot of craziness here. And we're approaching the bottom of the hour. 10 o'clock in Hilo.
Micah Kanehailua, it's interesting to see him on the field here in this drive. Unfortunately, has missed his target the last 4 times throwing the football, but these are the situations that you feel like you feel very confident in having him on the field, engineering a drive with your back against the wall. Still got a 4th down play, and you still have potentially the chance to move the chains and get into the end zone. It'll be interesting to see what they draw up.
Micah Kanehailua takes pride in his work ethic. He says, "I refuse to be outworked." He's a guy that, if there's a mistake, he's the one that takes it the hardest. He takes a lot of pride in putting in the work to correct those mistakes. Got to get to the 15-yard line to extend the drive. Spikes to the right. Micah Kanehailua, game on the line. Throw it up top for the corner. It is tipped. Oh, and it's almost caught by Gilman. Deflected by the quarterback. It was there for Gilman, just out of his reach. A wild game. Ends with a black squad win. 35-28, the final. Take a timeout, come back with more. This is the 2014 Life Champion Senior Bowl, exclusively on ScoringLive.com.
With over 37 years of experience, Kuroda Auto Body in Waipio Gentry offers the best in technology and collision repair. Here at Kuroda Auto Body, we believe in the value of hard work and teamwork to ensure our customers leave with the satisfaction of a job well done. We wish the very best to all of the participating athletes across the state of Hawaii. Dream big and reach for the top. Kuroda.
Here at Hawaii USA, our Life Matters loan has been helping our members make memories that really matter. Like making their wedding dreams come true. Taking a well-deserved girls-only trip to Vegas! Or paying for medical expenses like braces. Apply now because it's all possible with a low rate from Hawaii USA Federal Credit Union. Hawaii USA, where life matters.
Scoring Live is your source for Hawaii high school athletics, bringing you all the action from the OIA, ILH, BIIF, KIF, and the MIL, with constantly updated scores, impacting photos, video highlights, game recaps, player features, and so much more. If you're looking for the best in high school sports, log on to ScoringLive.com. Scoring Live, your source for Hawaii high school athletics.
Open your eyes, take a deep breath, and seize today. Free of worry and uncertainty, knowing you're covered in all 50 states. Confident you can choose what's best for you. Protected by Hawaii's leading health plan, because we're behind you for whatever lies ahead. HMSA, live here, live healthy, live fearless.
Back here on the Big Island, campus of Kamehameha, Hawaii. a wild game to end the inaugural 2014 Life Champion Senior Bowl. Felipe Ojastro along with Josh Pacheco, 35-28 the finals. The black squad able to win it over the white. And let's talk about some of the all-stars that we saw tonight. We saw both Kanehailua cousins, both Kale and Micah, who put up tremendous numbers. Again, unofficially, 11 of 18 to 37, 3 touchdowns for Kale. Micah put in 12 of 22, about 32, a touchdown and an interception. But tonight, Jordan Ta'amu, tremendous, 13 of 22, 173 yards. He also had 28 rushing yards and 3 rushing touchdowns, all of them from a yard out. The way he operated was terrific. And he was able to help the black squad maintain the lead and keep the lead. But as good as the offense was, this defense from both teams really set the tone. You had pass rushers like Roman Salanoa, Panafatisimanu, and Salanoa Alowile. So 35-28 the final. And Josh Pacheco has Jordan Ta'amu with 3 rushing touchdowns tonight.
All right, guys, thanks. We've got Jordan Ta'amu down here on the field. Jordan, congratulations. This was a game we saw a lot of you line situations with those rushing touchdowns, the 3 rushing touchdowns you had today. Talk about those plays where you ran in most of those heavy sets leading to those scores.
Wouldn't have done it without my line, all the cuckoo guys and all the linemen. They did great. First time it was a screw-up play, but they made it work, and without them, I would have scored. And I think our coaches made the right calls and did the right plays and made us show it out there and stuff. And, yeah.
Talk about the last couple of days. Obviously, you're playing with guys, some who you've never met until this week, some who you know very well on the field in games throughout the year. Talk about what it's been like the last couple of days to be a part of this experience.
Coming from a D2 school in Oahu, playing with D1 guys, Division I, good athletes. Honestly, they got me better to this day during practice and stuff. I would always work hard and try to get to their level and never back down and always play hard to the end.
Toward the end of the game, you feel like the game's at crunch time. We were talking about it upstairs. It kind of felt like this was a game that nobody wanted to lose. You could feel the emotion and the intensity coming out just a little bit more. Did you feel that too?
Yeah, I felt that. We had that same situation championship game, but we ended up going overtime too, and we lost by 1. So I had that advantage of getting that feeling back and wanting to come back and score again, and that's what we did.
Congratulations. Go celebrate with everybody.
Right, thank you.
Back upstairs, guys.
Thank you so much, Josh. As Jordan Ta'amu, who has had a heck of a season so far, he was the ScoringLive All-Hawaii Division II Offensive Player of the Year. He is the player of the game tonight, and as they'll hand out the hardware after the end of this game, we'll see how it all will play out as the PIA will give out the most outstanding player in the Life Champion Senior Bowl. We'll take a timeout and come back with more here on ScoringLive.com.
Scoring Live is your source for Hawaii high school athletics, bringing you all the action from the OIA, ILH, BIIF, KIF, and the MIL, with constantly updated scores, impacting photos, video highlights, game recaps, player features, and so much more. If you're looking for the best in high school sports, log on to ScoringLive.com. Scoring Live, your source for Hawaii high school athletics.
Here at Hawaii USA, our Life Matters loan has been helping our members make memories that really matter. Like making their wedding dreams come true. Taking a well-deserved girls-only trip to Vegas! Or paying for medical expenses, like braces.
Cheese.
Apply now because it's all possible with a low rate from Hawaii USA Federal Credit Union. Hawaii USA, where life matters.
Well, as good as the aerial game was tonight, the ground game was just as good for the black squad. Josh Pacheco down on the field with Keenan Lewis.
All right, down here with what is the hero, Keenan Lewis, with that touchdown on the first play of overtime. Take me through that play.
It was a draw play, and I just saw my O-line blocking right, so I bounced left. saw everybody bouncing, and then my receivers, I give props to all my blockers because they took everybody in, gave me the outside to score.
What were you seeing as you hit the goal line? You know it's overtime. You know there's a lot of emotion. There's a lot of intensity going on. What were you seeing at that time?
I was seeing that W, really, but I was seeing I was making my team proud. I knew them for what 3-4 days, and I just feel like we bond really close over this time.
Yeah. For you, this is a game in which extra exposure. You know, what does that extra exposure mean to you, especially there late?
It means there's a future for me. It shows that I have potential for the next level, and it makes me proud inside, and hopefully those blockers get just as much opportunities as I do.
Do you know what that future might be for you? Do you know yet?
Not yet.
Any offers?
No, not yet. Just undecided though, but yeah, not yet.
Good. Well, she gets some eyes here with the way that game ended. Congratulations. Go back to everybody. Thanks.
All right, thank you.
All right, back to you guys.
Thank you, Josh. Keenan Lewis, tremendous tonight. The 5'9", 200-pounder from Baldwin came into tonight's 6 rushing touchdowns. He eventually had the one in overtime to win it for the Black Squad. We'll take a timeout, come back with more. You're watching the 2014 Life Champion Senior Bowl here on ScoringLive.com.
With over 37 years of experience, Kuroda Auto Body in Waipio Gentry offers the best in technology and collision repair. Here at Kuroda Auto Body, we believe in the value of hard work and teamwork to ensure our customers leave with the satisfaction of a job well done. We wish the very best to all of the participating athletes across the state of Hawaii. Dream big and reach for the top. Kuroda Auto Body, where only the very best will do.
Open your eyes, take a deep breath, and seize today. Free of worry and uncertainty, knowing you're covered in all 50 states. Confident you can choose what's best for you. Protected by Hawaii's leading health plan, because we're behind you for whatever lies ahead. HMSA, live here, live healthy, live fearless.
Here at Hawaii USA, our Life Matters loan has been helping our members make memories that really matter. Like making their wedding dreams come true. Taking a well-deserved girls-only trip to Vegas! Or paying for medical expenses, like braces. Apply now because it's all possible with a low rate from Hawaii USA Federal Credit Union. Hawaii USA, where life matters.
Well, Pima Community College over in Arizona going to be pretty proud that their head coach, Jim Monaco, took the Black Squad to win the first ever Life Champion Senior Bowl. And there'll be many more to come here. Again, a 35-28 final for the Black Squad. The winning coach is with Josh Pacheco. He's down on the track.
All right, thanks, Felipe. Down here with Coach Jim Monaco. We talked with you before the game, and you were very emphatic. You were not here to lose in this good little game, and we saw how this one came down to the wire. Talk about the end.
Oh my gosh, you know, those kids played so hard. They played college quarters for the first half. You know, and when we picked, you end up with 4 or 5, 6 linemen. So they're playing the whole game with no rest. I mean, and you know what? It was the kids. It was 100% them. They played their tail off tonight. And you know what? It came out to be our side, but what a game. How entertaining.
Talk about that last that play to start overtime, that draw play that led to the touchdown. How easy was that to call?
It wasn't, because we're trying to figure out what they're sitting on. And you know, Coach Vinny, he just said, we're going to go draw. Let's just see what happens. And that young man had a heck of a run on that. I mean, he came out of nowhere tonight. He had a great game.
Now, I know you guys are going through the awards just a little while ago. Very tough. I mean, you talked to us before about the IQ of these players and how impressed you've been. How difficult was it to go through the process of trying to figure out who's going to win awards?
It was really hard. Because, you know, you have young men that did stuff during the week and did stuff tonight that nobody knows about. And then when we're talking about that, and we're talking about how great some guys played and how good some other guys played, but what they did to help their teammates. We had a kid that gave up his shirt tonight because a kid forgot his jersey. you can't put a price on that. That's a team player. That's a kid that every coach wants to coach.
Finally, Coach, what do you take away from the last couple of days being here working with these student athletes?
Well, the hospitality's been amazing, but more important, hopefully I take away about 6 of these guys, because that would be my greatest trophy for this game.
Coach, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
All right, guys, that was Jim Monaco of Pima College, and of course, the coach on the winning side. Back upstairs to you, Felipe.
I'll tell you what, Josh, he may be picking up 6 more of those guys as he's offered some scholarships to Jordan Ta'amu, who is personally our player of the game here on Scoring Live, as it's a 35-28 victory again for the Black Squad. Again, so much more than the final score is the message that the Hawaii Football Club wants to send to the rest of the state. And we're very happy and honored to help carry that message of what the Hawaii Football Club is all about. It's about building great athletes, taking them off the beaten path, getting their head straight on school, becoming active members in their community. And it has been a tremendous opening year for this organization. Special thanks to the Pule family, who sort of concocted this idea a couple years ago and then finally got it going, and to see the fruits of their labor. For a guy like Kiala Pule, who has been in the police force for 15 years, he has seen some of his former students and players that he coached fall off the beaten path, and what helped spark him to send them back on the right road to recovery and to keep the good hand on their shoulders and the right hand on their shoulders. It's been real fun to watch. So 35-28 is the final as the black team wins it over the white. Josh, you got to be there down onto the field. Great job with the interviews. You got to talk the winning quarterback, the guy who had the winning touchdown, and the guy who had the winning coach, the guy who's very passionate and came into tonight saying, hey, I came to Hawaii. I'm not leaving without a win, and he did get it in overtime.
He did, and you could see that passion, but you could also see the bigger things that he took away, like when he shared a guy, giving up his jersey so that somebody else could play because they forgot theirs. Yeah. That's why they call it the Life Champion Senior Bowl, not just the Senior Bowl, because I think we learn a lot of things about these student athletes, not just as football players, but as smart thinkers, as contributors to this community, whether it's in football or not, to their respective communities. That's why they call this game what they do. And I think we've all come out winners. Yeah, we had one, but everybody came out winners for how they represented themselves and how they played tonight. I think that's the biggest thing that he took away from it, and I did as well.
There are so many different bowls now across Polynesian, across the West Coast. You have the Ainga, the Samoan, the Polynesian Bowl, but this bowl, with the direction that they have and the support that they have with the PIAA, and thankfully so many great members of this community, this is really going to be something special to watch and see grow over time. And next year, of course, the Pule family anticipating 140, 150 kids. This is going to be real fun to watch.
Yeah, and if they can get that, I think, the fact that ScoringLive.com was able to come down here and broadcast this game to the masses, that we got to see an overtime game, that got excitement, that got intensity, that got, everything and the kitchen sink and then some. To me, this has been the selling point for a year 2. This may be the selling point for a year 20, to be quite honest with you. This is the kind of groundwork that needed to be laid tonight to make this not just a one-time thing, but a long-term reality, and I hope that's the case.
Yeah, without a doubt. And we want to send a special thank you to everyone involved, all the Pule family and the entire Hawaii Football Club, the great staff here at Kamehameha Hawaii, for letting us be a part of this, all our great sponsors that you've seen throughout the night. And this has been one heck of a night for football, and a good way to lower that final curtain on the high school careers of student athletes. I'll tell you what, Josh, in all sincerity, this is one of my bucket lists that I got to do. I got to work a game with Josh Pacheco. It's always been good. You're the best. Appreciate it, man.
We got to add more to your bucket list, all right?
Yeah, exactly. Make sure you listen to Josh Pacheco. For everyone listening to us on the island of Oahu, Monday through Friday, right during your work week and during your lunch hour, 12 p.m. till 1 p.m. on ESPN 1420. Josh, always good to see you, brother.
Good to see you, my friend.
Special thanks to our director, Evan Asato, our executive producer, Brian Ng. Make sure you read Kalani Takasi's story coming up on ScoringLive.com. And while you're there, you can check out the Scoring Live All Hawaii Division I and Division II football teams. For everyone here at ScoringLive.com, for Josh Pacheco, Felipe Ojastro, good night from the Big Island. You've been watching the 2014 Life Champion Senior Bowl on your source for Hawaii high school athletics, ScoringLive.com.